Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the second Premiership Semi Final of the Gallagher. I almost said the Gallagher, but it is the Bunnings NPC. We have just seen that Tasman able to hang on to a very close game up against Hawke's Bay, so they are in the final. And the big question now is, are they going to be playing Waikato or are they going to be playing Canterbury? This game, it has the potential of being a very close one as well. We have got Go Canterbury in the chat from Carlos. Also, hello Hamish, what a great game ahead. Difficult to call the winners as well. Yeah, this one could easily go either way. It is at Rotorua International Stadium, so neither side really have that home field advantage. We have got there, Mr. Achilles, as said. Super pumped for this. Yeah, I'm very excited for it. Definitely because of the fact that we did see Tasman versus Hawke's Bay go right down to the final minute of that game, which does mean maybe this game's got the potential to do the same, but we do know that Otago are going to be taking on Taranaki for the championship final next Friday night at 7:05 p.m. But Saturday, 7:05 p.m., we do not know the second team who are going to be involved in that one. But we will look through the starting lineup of Waikato. They have got Liam Coombs-Fabley, and he is someone who has scored 7 tries so far in the Bunnings NPC, leading try scorer. Alongside, I believe there are 2 other names that are up there as well. But also they have got Samapeni Finau. He is actually going to be a player I'm going to shout out for this one due to the fact that in the breakdown, he will be very important for Waikato. They need to try and starve Canterbury off the position, which is very tough to do. It looks like it's a little bit overcast, maybe even a little bit of rain in the air for this game as well. We have got the Mosisi Dawai will be out on the wing with D'Angelo Leula starting at number 10. So yes, it has been raining at Waikato's game, so it is going to be interesting to see how it goes in Rotorua for both of these sides. Looking now at Canterbury's starting lineup and reserves, this back line is very strong. It is 18 degrees Celsius and 17 kilometers of rain, or kilometers of wind, I should say. 17 kilometers of rain wouldn't be very fun at all. But Waisaki Naholo out on one wing, Manasa Mataeli out on the other, marking up those two men wouldn't be very much fun either. Mitch Drummond at 9, then also Sam Dixon. He's only at his debut not that long ago, and he has already been able to start making an impact for Canterbury in the Bunnings NPC. Che Whaiaki going to be starting at 15 as well. Looking through the benches, they have got a few good options here. The likes of a Brendan Waka, Fletcher Smith later on in the match for Waikato. And then also they have got Josh Mackay for Canterbury, which is great to see him back due to the fact that he did have an injury a little bit earlier on in the season, but he is raring to go, and it is going to be very exciting as well. The prodigal, feel like I pronounced that wrong, but he does return, says Vic Arsford as well. Welcome into the live stream, and hey, from the Samoan News as well. So welcome into the live stream Sunday. All Blacks tomorrow, they are indeed 4:15 a.m. New Zealand time, and so disappointed Hawke's Bay didn't win, says NTX Clips. Tell you what, it went down to the wire. Very, very close game between those two sides, and it easily could have gone either way in the later stages. And also, we have got the how's it, mate? Where's your Canterbury jersey, mate? Don't actually have one. I've only got a Chiefs kit and a Waikato one, so that is why I have got it on for this match. I decided to see whether or not it gives them the luck. I know that it worked very well for the Chiefs throughout Super Rugby, but we will have to wait and see whether or not Waikato, considered the home side in this match, will be able to get themselves a win. But at this stage, they are just showing the starting lineup. Also, Brodie McAllister for Canterbury could be one to watch out for this fixture. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, who is scoring the opening try of this match? Who are you guys picking? I am going to say, I'm going to go Reed Prinsep, which is a little bit of a random name, I guess you could say, in terms of he doesn't normally get too many tries, but I'm going to say Reed Prinsep scores the opening try of this one. This game will go down to the last minute too as well, says Mr. Achilles. Yeah, I feel like it will be exactly the same as that Tasman versus Hawke's Bay. Both sides will start quick, although the rain might play a little bit of a factor in terms of how many tries we get to see in that game between Canterbury and Hawke's Bay, between Tasman and Hawke's Bay. I believe we had about 8 tries throughout that fixture. So if there is anywhere near as many as that, going to be a very exciting one, but there are quite a few people in attendance by the looks of it, all excited to see how it goes. These games normally go down to the wire, but I'm going with the Crusaders, baby, as well, says Sharp Brain. I assume you do mean Canterbury in that regard, and also we have got their Mataeli for the first try, as well, says Mr. Achilles. Yeah, Manasa Mataeli, he has actually signed for the Western Force, I believe, in Super Rugby, so it does mean that he will be able to make some impacts out there on the wing, because they will be losing Jordan Oluwafela due to the fact that he will be going back to his Gallagher Premiership side. But they are just showing here they lost to Otago in round 8, but then from there able to get a close win over Tasman, and also beating Bay of Plenty in their last fixture. Sam Dixon there in the number 8 jersey, making his way out onto the field. Almost had a serious injury the other week from being dropped close to his head, but luckily he is back up. He's rearing to go, and Che Whaiaki has got 4 tries so far in his Bunnings NPC career, so hopefully he can have a good game here as well. I thought Canterbury was the Crusaders, my bad as well, says Shark Brain. Pretty much it is the whole Crusaders side, except they are Canterbury for their province rather than Crusaders for their Super Rugby kind of side of it as well. But Waikato at the moment, they're in some decent form recently. getting a win over Otago by 2 points in their last game. Also, Bay of Plenty by only the 4 points, so it's a few close games for them. And then, well, some interesting people in the chat as well, says Sebastian there, showing there, James Tucker, 50 matches for that man in the Bunnings NPC, 8 tries, 2015 was his debut, and he would absolutely love to be able to make his way through to a Premiership Final here for the NPC. We already know that it will be Tasman. They had a close game up against Tasman recently. I believe it was actually in about the third round where they were able to get quite a good win over Tasman Waikato, so that would give them some confidence, although Canterbury, they are not an easy beat by any means of the word, and that is why it's going to be so important for both of these sides to start the match very well. Canterbury favourite to score first as well, says Kevin. Yeah, at this stage, they're very capable, Canterbury, and I assume that they will be able to do decently in the early stages, but then that's the other side of it. Canterbury finishes match as well. That was almost a sentence, but it is the situation of the last 20 minutes of a game always seems to go the way of Canterbury, which is why it's so important that Waikato start this match well and continue that pressure up till that kind of last 20 minutes or so. But this game is about to be kicked off. It is going to be Waikato kicking off from left to right, and the second semi-final of the Bunnings NPC for the Premiership is underway. Sam Dixon with the first carry of this fixture, and straight away it's actually been stolen by James Tucker. So now Waikato are going to have this ball just outside of the 22 of Canterbury. It is in the hands of Summer Penny Final, getting his first carry so far, but brilliant time to turn over the ball, and now straight away just outside of the 22, little kick behind from D'Angelo Leula, just a bit too much on it though, and it has gone into touch, and now it will be a scrum or a 22 dropout, depending on what they decide on. Also box to win 50-0 as well, says Amish Spencer there, and also we have got there in the chat, Canterbury favourite to score first as well, says Kevin, and hello in the chat from, it was Reefy, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, but welcome into the live stream, mate. It is going to be Fergus Burke now for Canterbury, who will be going for the kick. It's an interesting situation at the moment with the scoreboard. I see that it is a little bit wonky. Here we go. That makes it a little bit better. Stepped outside of the 22, so because of that, I believe it will be kicked out on the full. Foot outside the 22, and now it does mean that Canterbury will have the attacking line out here as well. So at this stage, both sides just struggling to find their momentum early on. A good turnover from Waikato, but then from there, unfortunately, for Waikato here, he was stepping just outside of the 22 as the call here. They're just going to be checking it. Yeah, he did step out, and because of it, it does mean that it is going to be the line out. What time the game will start as well, says Suresh. At this stage, this game has got underway. It is 1:30 into this game, or 1 minute 30, I should say. Brodie McAllister throwing it to the back. It's going to be stolen in the line out, though, by Hamilton Burr, and now it's back in the hands of Mitch Jacobson. So now Waikato once again looking strong. Sam Dixon able to get almost on the ball, not quite able to turn it over though, and now it will be fired back from Cortez Ratama into the hands of D'Angelo Leula, who will be looking for the touchline. So both sides playing at a frantic pace in the early stages. Maybe fatigue could start setting in a little bit earlier than the 60th if they keep on going at the pace, but they are showing D'Angelo Leula, I remember, came off the bench a couple of weeks ago, did end up actually getting carded during that stage as well. He has been looking solid. It looks like the gap was being closed just a little bit there, so the referee warning both sides about that. But Brodie McAllister from 35 out will have this line out throw. Already one line out still so far in this game, and it's only been going for 2 minutes, so you will have to make sure that this one is straight. Luke Romano looks like he has had a bit of a shave, bit of a haircut. He is ready to go for the semi-final, and they are going to be throwing him up in the air, taken nicely by Romano. Gives it back to Drummond. Now Burke off to Sam Dixon once again, just throwing himself at the line, and he is one to watch out for in the future by the looks of a beautiful inside ball to Che Waiaki, trying to break through the tackle of Summer Penny Final, but he is dragged down currently, only sitting 22 metres out. Luke Romano with the carry. The ball has come free though, and it's going to be kicked back downfield by Waikato. It was actually Gideon Rappling, I believe, who did put the kick in. It's close to the touchline, and now it is going to be the line out, and I believe it will be Canterbury who have got this line out throw. I love you because in the chat as well from a ref, and also we have got there in the chat as well. Biggest upset of the season, Tasman knocking out Hawke's Bay as well, says Sebastian. It was certainly right up there because of the fact that last time the two sides played for the Ranfurly Shield, Hawke's Bay actually ended up in that situation of they were able to score a lot of tries early on. So I would say that it was definitely one of the biggest ones, although there was also, what match was it earlier on? I think it was actually Tasman versus Northland or someone along those lines, or it might have been Waikato versus Northland, which probably is still considered right up there in terms of the biggest. Oh, that's a great take there from Sam Dixon. He tried to offload it as well, and it's still going to be on the side of Canterbury. Waisaki Naholo having to join the breakdown. Mitch Drummond now passes it back into the hands of Princep. No, it's McAllister. His first carry of the match. He has touched the ball a few times, but he has been throwing it in for the line out now. Mitch Drummond going to be putting up the box kick once again, chased hard by Sam Dixon, who seems to have quite an engine on him. He's able to just keep on running around. It's going to be almost charged down there. Northland versus Waikato, yes, as well. There's Sebastian. It is going to be taken nicely by Fergus Burke inside of his half. Just kicks it straight into the face of Jacobson. I guess that's a tactic and a half. Now Dallas McLeod dragged down. A lot of pressure on him in the breakdown. Almost stolen by Waikato, not quite. Drummond now fires it back to Burke. He is looking for the 50-22 straight into the hands, though, of Mosisi Dawai. What does he decide to do? Surely he is running. He's done the big old step, and he's tried to go through the gap. He is nailed in the tackle by Sam Dixon once again. Just inside of their own half at the moment, 45 metres out. Waikato are going to be trying to attack. We have also got there. So good to see up-and-coming young guys push through the top honours for the play All Blacks as well. So he's given, it is great to see the likes of Finley Christie, due to the fact that there was the injury to Brad Weber. It does now mean that he gets a little bit more game time than he probably initially was going to, although they are bringing back Aaron Smith. But it is going to be pretty awesome seeing who is going to be at that World Cup in 2023. That's another great tackle there by Canterbury, and that time, is it? No. Referee is not blowing the penalties in the breakdown very early at all, so that does mean that it might have to be that you got both hands securely on the ball for about a second or two before you win yourself the penalty. But that is a good kick downfield from Drummond once again. 5 minutes into this game already. It is flying by. And at this stage, it is still a 0-0. So he did already almost have a try at this point in the other game. Well, I believe we had a 3-pointer, for Mitch Hunt. He was able to kick pretty decently throughout the whole day. Lincoln McClutchy, though, nailing the best kick of the day with 57 metres out, was able to put it straight between the posts, which was very impressive indeed. But at this stage now, Mitch Jacobson joining back up with the line out. It's going to be interesting. He's almost the first receiver here, so they might end up trying to use him as just a bit of a crash ball, unless they go on the outside. They have got Mosisi Dawai, Liam Coombs Fabling in the back line as well. We haven't actually seen him yet, but I assume it will be coming up very soon. It is going to be taken nicely by James Tucker, 40 metres out now for Waikato, and it is marching forward very nicely for them at this stage. Daniel Leonard-Brown told to get out of that breakdown. He came in through the side, but the ruck, the rolling ball, it's still going nice. A little bit of drawing past Cortez Ratema under a lot of pressure still available here for them. Oh, it's a penalty to Waikato there. Thinking about taking the quick tap there. Summer Penny now decides against it, though, and I believe they might consider taking on the 3 points here. Not rolling away against Ollie Jaeger. They're penalised. And now Waikato, it could be their first opportunity to get some points on the board, and that is exactly what they're going to do. D'Angelo Leula, very good with this kicking as well. How many All Blacks play for Canterbury as well? It's an interesting question because of the fact currently, as they are sitting, they've got a few ex-All Blacks in their side. They did have Sam Whitelock for a couple of the games of the Bunnings NPC. Also, if it was kind of without the All Blacks playing, they would have the likes of Richie Moonga. Also, we would have, we would also have, who else am I thinking of who would be in that side? They've also got Cody Taylor in that 4-pack, Joe Moody, another player who does play for Canterbury. There's quite a few who are scattered around there. Good question. White call Aaron Smith fly all the way for basically for the last game against France as well. So he's given, I was actually talking to someone about this a little bit earlier on, and I was saying that why don't, rather than flying over Aaron Smith, because he hasn't actually played the last couple of rounds of the Bunnings NPC for Manawatu either. So I was thinking, why don't they try and test out one of those young guys kind of thing and give them a chance, such as I'm trying to think of a good example. That one is not a good example of how to kick it because D'Angelo Leula has missed that one there, and it's going to be taken by Hamish Dalzell, only a few meters out from his line. As New Zealand panicking against France, why they fly on Aaron for one game, it is because of the fact that pretty much you do need injury cover, because if you've only got two halfbacks as your option, and like one of them gets injured in this game, it's better to have them already flying over there than go kind of next week and go, oh, hang on, we've only got one halfback for this game, and even if that halfback is able to do the full 80, you still want injury cover as well, kind of thing. But I was thinking about whether or not they just send over a young player from the Bunnings NPC who has been playing, such as a Sam Knock or a Jonathan Ruru or someone like that. Just give them one cap if they do need them, or even just go over as injury cover for that game just in case. But yeah, they have gone with Aaron Smith. He is going to be getting himself back into the All Blacks kit for one game, and then it is going to be the end of the season. That one's going to be not straight from Waikato, and now it does mean that Canterbury will have the scrum feed about 30 metres out from their line as well. Just not quite going right. It is going to be the scrum, though. They have got Ollie Norris actually starting this game alongside George Dyer as the front row. And I feel like that is going to be somewhere. It's going to be a testing scrum for them due to the fact that at the end of the day, it's up against Ollie Jaeger. And also in the number 1 jersey for Canterbury, it is going to be Daniel Leonard-Brown. Two very capable players. Both play for Super Rugby teams, Crusaders and the Highlanders in that regard. But the pack weights here, 895 for Waikato, 894 for Canterbury, so extremely even as well. Well, let's go there. I think George Bridge, Richie Moong, Cody Taylor, Joe Moody, and Sam Whitelock, something like that as well. See Sebastian also we have got there in the chat as well. Will it send the right message to other players if they play Aaron against France as well? See Shark Brain. It depends on whether there or not there's another injury. Because at the end of the day, if one of the halfbacks, such as a Finlay Christie, if he gets concussed, he's not going to be offended if they decide not to play him due to the fact that is protocol so that Aaron Smith can be there. So it is just one of those ones that I don't think Aaron Smith, if he does play, I don't think they'll start him due to the fact that he hasn't really had much game time recently. But he is more of the injury cover, just in case there is an injury midweek. TJ Perenara, who knows, he could pull a hammy or something like that in training. And then what do? Do you stick someone like a Richie Moonga at 9? I don't think that is what they would do. So that is why they have gone with Smith. Again, long time no see. As well as Johan, welcome into the live stream. It is great to have you here. For this one, it is going to be Drummond now, just outside of the 22. Fergus Burke kicking it back down the middle of the field. And it is a very good kick. Coombs Fabling taking that one nicely, already scoring himself a total of 7 tries so far in the Bunnings NPC. He is the leading try scorer. Oh, Waisaki in the hole. I know it's Jay Faiaki. Tried to trap that one, ended up missing it, and now only 5 meters out from his line. Will be able to kick this one back. It is a good kick as well from Jay Faiaki. He has been able to get right back down towards the halfway line. So very nicely done. But 10 minutes into this game at the moment, Waikato and Canterbury both still sitting on 0 in this fixture, but 45 meters out from their own line here. Canterbury will have to defend pretty hard because Waikato have already shown that if they can get an attacking opportunity, they might be able to go through. Hello, I'm back as well. CS Paddy Wagon, welcome in to the live stream once again, mate. Hopefully you did enjoy your meal, I believe it was. And we have got there. Why do you wear a Chiefs jersey if you're from Canterbury as well, says Johan? It is pretty much because of the fact that I do not have a Crusaders or a Canterbury jersey. I did get sent this by one of you guys, so I decided to show my support for Waikato. It will be in that situation of I decided it would be a good idea, and sometimes it gives them luck, sometimes it doesn't give them luck, so we'll have to wait and see. That was an interesting pass there from Summer Penny Final, and it is going to be available now. A little knock on from Canterbury there. Blackhand lost forward is the call there for Canterbury, so that is why it is going to be the scrum feed. How many Centurions are in the All Blacks right now as well, says Jack Brown. I believe they have got Sam Whitelock and now Bowden Barrett. Brody Retallick is very close, but hasn't quite got there yet, but so they have just got have just got Whitelock and Barrett as their 2 Centurions. And we have got there, it was good as well. Homemade fish and chips as well. That does sound all right for Paddy Wagon there. The rain is pouring down here. You could probably almost keep a fish on the field the way that it is flooding in some positions, but it's unfortunate that there is actually currently an injury. I'm looking at it. Is it Summer Penny Final? I think it is, unfortunately, for him. Chips as well. Says Sebastian there. How is Summer Penny Final looking? He looks like he might be staying down for a little bit longer. He does not want to get injured now, that is for sure. It's a dangerous player, and it would be a big shame to see him out this early on in the game. They have got a few good replacements, though, for Waikato. If they do need to take him off the field, they have got the likes of having maybe James Thompson. Also, Tamani would be a good one to have in the later stages of this game, but that's the thing. They want to save him for later so that he can have the most impact. So if he has to come off now, would be a big hit for them. Doesn't look like, is he going to be going off the field? Nah, he's looking like he is going to be all right. He's going to keep on going. Summer Penny Final joining up with the scrum once again, and we have got there in the chat as well. We have got that bloke must really think. I've hit him about 42 accounts so far in Big House Sport, and he's still commenting about it about me here too as well. Says Big House Sport, and also we have got there what happening with Sam Kane, mate? Is his career over as well? Says Shark Brain. I mean, at this stage, he's still playing for the All Blacks though, so I feel like it's probably a few years away from being completely over for Sam Kane. He's being brought back in for the loose forwards. One more injury, and it might be a different story. But at the moment, he's only just come back, and he will be ready to go for the next few weeks and next few months as well. Super Rugby, I believe he has re-signed with the Chiefs, so he will probably keep on playing for them for another season. But it's whether or not he can handle that physicality of the Chiefs playing in those Super Rugby competitions, or their matchups, of whether or not he will be able to keep on lasting as well. Cortez Ratima now, he is going to be having the opportunity to put the ball on the scrum at the moment. 45 meters out from the Canterbury line, and at this stage, we are kind of locked around that halfway line. No one really going anywhere at this stage. But Cortez Ratima once again puts the ball into the breakdown. Big push happening here. Jack Lamb off the back decides against using it. Ratima instead now going to be going back with a good run there. It was actually Gideon Rappling. Cortez Ratima goes back once again. A little bit of a cellar dummy, and now D'Angelo Leula trying to go through, but it is good defense there. Sam Dixon kicks the ball away. It was knocked on though. So now it is going to be the scrum feed once again on the halfway line as well. And we have got there. It's not over, but he has a lot of work. Get back to the top now as well. And did you want me to come on or no as well? Says Big House Sport. We may save it for possibly the next week's one. perhaps purely because of the fact that I haven't really got it set up in a way that I think it will be very easy to transition. Unfortunately, we haven't got there. It's not even in the starting lineup against Ireland as well, says Shark Brain. And I mean, it's one of those ones, they've got 8 loose forwards, so you're not going to be able to start everyone kind of in the same games, because he did start up against Italy and then Dalton Papali'i. I feel like he deserves a chance in that number 7 jersey, but Sam Cane, he'll probably end up getting a game next week up against France. But when you've got 8 loose forwards, you've got to rotate them, or else you just play the same guys and they end up getting injured. Artie Savia, he didn't play the last game, but now he is back as well. Ethan Black out of same, so they are just rotating everyone as well. So I think you're looking too far into it, perhaps, Shark Brain. I think you're trying to overanalyze something that doesn't need to be overanalyzed in that regard. But now at this stage, it is going to be on the halfway line at the moment. Good push there for Canterbury now. Cortez Ratema trying to go off the back. At this stage now, looking to the short side. Jack Lamb knocking the ball on. And now it's going to be available once again for Canterbury. It's gone into touch, and it's going to be the scrum as well. And also we have got there, that's a slow restart for Sam Cane. Played fairly decently against Italy, but Dalton is the 7 for the top 10 teams at the moment as well. And that's the thing. He actually ended up getting in the situation, Sam Cane. He made the most tackles out of anyone on the field. As I know, we have got there. I meant that in a good way, by the way, not rather sleep. I think I'm on here just rather sleep before the 3 big games tonight as well. And at this stage, 54% for Waikato in terms of the possession, 57% territory, and they've had double the time in the opposition 22 than Canterbury, but less than a minute so far. So it is that situation. A lot of this game is being played inside of the middle 20 of the field, I guess you could say, due to the fact that we're on the halfway line once again, or roughly around there, and it is going to be the scrum feed now for Canterbury with one of their first one. But what Kane said in that press conference was a bit shocking, mate. I didn't do the coaches any favors, mate, as well. Says Shark Brain. I assume that is the one where he did say he wasn't ready to start up against Wales, if I'm not wrong, Shark Brain. But yeah, he probably had a fair point due to the fact that he had only just come back into the side. So he's not going to get 5 games straight away, kind of off the bat, when they do have other options at 7. They can even play Luke Jacobson at 7. So they've got 3 7s to rotate through. Artie Savia also can play 7. So if he was to get every single game, like Akira Ioane, class player, has only played off the bench once so far in this whole Northern Hemisphere tour. Cross kick attempt going, and that one is going into touch now. At the stage, going back for the penalty, Canterbury now will have the opportunity for the front row collapse penalty as well. I just realized Shark Brain hit me from his chat. I was wondering what comments you were reading as well. Says BKR Sport there. At this stage, 1 penalty against both of these sides. 15 and a half minutes in at this stage. And also, we have got their fins up as well, says Jibbin. They are going to be in the final against either Waikato or Canterbury, perhaps depending on how it goes. But we are currently 15 minutes through this game, and we are still sitting 0-0 between these 2 sides. It is raining at the moment in Rotorua, which is why maybe this has been a slightly slower start to the match than they would have wanted. But now Fergus Burke kicking it down 25 metres out. It will be the line-out drive opportunity here for Canterbury once again, and Brodie McAllister. We'll see. Can you please tell Shark Brain I miss him, Sebastian, as well in there? And come on, let's see a try as well, says Shark Brain there. Brodie McAllister now going to be trying to get this one going forward for Canterbury at line-out time, although they did already have one stolen, also one heavily contested by Waikato as well. So he's going to have to make sure that this one is straight down the middle if he does want any chance. They have got a few capable jumpers. It is going to Prince. They've taken it nicely, and now offloading it back. Brodie McAllister, beautiful inside ball. It's stolen though by Ollie Norris. And now at this stage, Waikato able to take it straight back, and they are going to be kicking it downfield. D'Angelo Leula giving it plenty of space. Plenty of distance as well inside of the 22 now. Fergus Burke. Plenty of time to line up the kick here, and he has put plenty of it on it, and that is a great kick from Fergus Burke. And now inside of the half of Waikato, it is going to be the line-out throw as well. And France best fly half, not sure about that, mate, as well. The French scrum half, most likely best number 9 in the world. At this stage, so Shark Brain's talking about fly half, Kevin's talking about scrum half. So I assume you are talking about Dupont, Kevin, if I'm not wrong. That's going to be interesting to see how it does go. We have got your streaming Fiji, Wales, and Australia, New Zealand, or Australia, New Zealand, by the way. I don't really know what to do as well, says Big Sport. I'm still undecided as well because of the fact that, copyright strike would leave us out of action for another 2 weeks, because I have learned that they're not taking it away until the strike is kind of taken off by YouTube type thing as well. And also we have got there, 20 minutes no try. That's a bit shocking as well. Jack Shark Brain, although that game yesterday, Otago versus, they were playing, who did Otago play last night? But in that game, they didn't actually have a try in that game up until the 30th minute, and then there were about 8 in the end of it as well. So it's just one of those ones that maybe, it might be a slow start, but there might be a bit of a pacey finish. And yes, scrum half, Dupont, very class player. And I think a lot of people want to see Smith versus Dupont taken beautifully there by Che Whaiaki. Now put in the ears back down the grubber as well. Oh, he's been taken down, is he? They might go back and check this one. No, they're not going to. Now a lot of pressure there on the number 15. Passes it back to Mosisi Dawai. And he is going to be kicking it downfield for the touchline. But hasn't found touch on the halfway line now. It is going to be Waisaki Naholo building up some speed, running sideways. Pass it across now to Punavai. At the moment, they are still trying to drive their way for Jack Lamb. Not quite able to turn that one over. Drummond now passing it back across to Princep. Stage the captain of Canterbury is going to be, but you're streaming right now as well, says BK Sport. Yeah, I did get it taken off this morning. So it did take 2 weeks or so before it was removed. And there we go. Let's go there, Hamish. Have you got some beers for the Scotland game as well? See Sharp Brown. I do not. I will end up probably just drinking some water due to the fact that it will be at a random hour. And also we have got there, I think Sharp Brain is upset over the Box losing to Australia twice. That's why he doesn't want to talk as us. He's a narcissist. Beautiful offload. Almost found the man on the outside, Sam Dixon, but that one's going into touch now. And it will be Waikato who have got the line out. So both of these sides very evenly matched at the moment. No one really able to get it going too far. Balin Sullivan did very nicely there with the tackle of Che Whaiaki. They might be going back to have a look at this one. It won't be called a penalty, though, but they will just see whether or not there was a little bit of obstruction. But Balin Sullivan, 10 tries scored. I believe he has actually signed with the Hurricanes as well. Are you going to do the live stream for Springboks versus Scotland match? I am indeed, mate. So hopefully we will get to see you there for that one. And Emma has said hi as well in the chat. Welcome in to the live stream. And yeah, at this stage, do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who is scoring the first try of this match. I know that we've had a few predictions so far of the likes of Manasa Mataeli as one name that has been mentioned quite a bit. Taken nicely there by Che Whaiaki, though. When you go for a cross kick and you're trying to find Liam Coos-Fabling, I feel like it's probably one of those ones that he's not the tallest individual around. So it did mean that Che Whaiaki was able to take it very easily and was able to find his way through. And also we have got the, although I'm impressed with Sam Kane's comeback, given that he was playing for Kings County a few weeks ago, seems like he's ready for another one run as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, I feel like they might go with him off the bench or maybe starting the next match, perhaps up against France. It will be a tough one, but if he has made the most tackles, he might end up in the situation of he might as well keep on going. Canterbury will score first and they will win as well, says Sharp Brain there. And now this stage going to be driving their way for Waikato, breaking off the back. There it is. The big number 2 going to be slowed down here. Trying to join up with the breakdown. And now a lot of pressure on Cortez Ratema, able to try and step around a little bit, running into Romano and Jaeger. But that is not where you want to be. It's gone backwards there. Mitch Jacobson now gives it off to Dyer. Just trying to work his way forward or falling on his face. But it is going to be the penalty to Canterbury. Sam Dixon, the man who was able to get them the penalty as well. He's been having a phenomenal few games for Canterbury, only just coming in for recently. Mitch Jacobson not too happy, but it was actually the injury of Henry Stowers that did bring in Sam Dixon. And tell you what, it is a very good one to have happen in a way, not for Henry Stowers, of course, but because of the fact that so far he has been doing phenomenally. Sam Dixon scoring a try on debut off the bench and also just been looking incredibly impressive in the breakdown. He is still very young. George Dyer had the ball there and then went into contact. Sam Dixon straight over the ball, not being moved by Jack Lamb, and he did get the penalty for his side. Big night tonight as well, says BK Sport. As well says it was to Johan. And also we've got to check out the weekly rugby down under international podcast with the Kiwi Lads and BK Sport here with the link as well. And it is also the pinned comment as that link. But Che Whaiaki now going to be lining up this one. He has got a long boot, I should say. But it will be tricky for him as well. Canterbury, you beauty as well, says Sharp. And also, Wallabies won't beat England if they play like they played against Scotland as well, says Johanna. Unfortunately, thinking Australia is going to be a long day at the office today against England, says Kevin. That's the thing. You look at the English bench, and they have got Sam Simmons, and they also have Alex Donbrandt, who are 2 of the best number 8s around the country of England, and also some would argue probably right up there in terms of the best players for up-and-coming talent in the number 8 jersey around the world, which is why having them both off the bench, Che Whaiaki, he hasn't got that one. It's gone away to the left-hand side, and that one is going to be missed. We have got there Butters Quake, Cooper, Marika Korobedi, and Samu Karevi going to play today. None of them, are going to be there for that one. Due to the fact that they are going to have instead James O'Connor out on the wing. They will have Tom Wright and then Samu Karevi. Rather than him, it will be Hunter by Sami at number 12. We have got there. Will there ever be a better 7 than McCaw and the All Blacks? Because I think Dalton, Sam, and Jacobson are talented, but not on Richie's level as well, says Sebastian. It's a tough one because of the fact I feel like Dalton Papali'i, like he's an up-and-comer, but Richie McCaw is Richie McCaw type thing. So it is very, very tough to try and, I guess, be better than one of the best in the number 7 jersey as well. And all the others got there. I can name one, Sebastian Michael Hooper as well for the All Blacks as well. Big sport. You're willing to give him to us? Because if you are, we'll take him. We'll put him in the number 7 jersey. He can come off the bench. We have got there England are going to destroy Australia. I actually feel sorry for them as well. Says Sharp Brain there. And also we have got the Imagine Michael Checker becoming Wallabies coach again. Says Johan also, well, Australia did bounce back after losing to the ABs and beat South Africa twice, but it's pretty unsure if England will win as well. So it's a bit unsure if England will win, says Paddy Wagon. Yeah, Australia, they will have something to prove. They want to build momentum towards their game up against Wales for next week, because at the end of the day, if they can keep this game close up against England or do one better and win it, then they will be in a good position. Michael Hooper off the bench, how dare you as well, says Big Hard Sport. And also we have got there, guys, did you see the video from those fellas? I respect them. They did a great job. I have respect for the Barrett brother, and they are great role models for their sisters as well. Says Anasis there. As well at the stage now, Manasa Mataeli, Sam Dixon around the side. That looked like Cortez Ratima might have been a little bit offside, but it is going to be play on for now, just outside of the 22, and it's an advantage now. And it is a kickable 3 here for them if they decide to use it. Luke Romano now bumping off the tackle with Jacobson. They need to get themselves one more try, at least in this game, Canterbury, if they do want a chance. Taken beautifully by Waisaku now hollow, just outside of the 22, driven into touch, and they're going back for the penalty. And also we have got there in the chat as well. Hey, mate. As well, says James Gordon there. And also imagine Michael Hooper doing the haka. It'll be quite the sight as well, says that Sebastian. Yeah, it would be an interesting one. And see how it does go for him. I can't think of him doing it. I feel like that's just because of the fact that we have seen it so long and we always got their big house sport. Mate, that's not a funny joke as well, says a narcissist there. And the chat at this stage now, it is going to be Mitch Drummond was passing it back, and then it was just a player getting stuck inside of the breakdown. Now Fergus Burke has the opportunity to try and convert. 24 minutes through this game at the moment. 30 successful from 41 attempted and 73% accuracy so far for Fergus Burke and the Bunnings NPC. This would give Canterbury a short little bit of a lead here by 3 points if they were able to do so. I like they are saying it's not a very easy bit of conditions here. I hope it's a Southern Hemisphere clean sheet, and the Australia Butler lineup for Australia is worrying. I feel like Big Will Skelton off the bench though, and also Tolu Latu going to be coming off the bench. Place with Stade Francais in the or Stade de France. No, sorry, it is Stade Francais. Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see how it does go for him off the bench. I saw him in one of the recent games of the top 14. He got a head knock, got knocked out. Then he was back like 5 minutes later going, yeah, boys, I passed the HIA, so now I'm ready to go again. Go Canterbury as well, says Carlos there. And also we've got the Australia front rows. Look shocking as well, says Shark Brain. I mean, when you do lose Daniela Tupou and Michael Alalatoa, Alan Alalatoa, both in the same game due to HIAs, does mean that you do have to try and pull out some stops. So they have got Ollie Hoskins, I believe, coming off the bench for them. And then also it will be in the start, James Slipper, who hasn't played loose ear prop for a pretty tight ear prop for a very long time. The AB should try this loose forward combination 6, Shannon Frizzell, 7, Adi Savia, and 8, Akira Ioane, as well, says Johanna. That's the thing. They've got plenty of 6 options at the moment. So maybe Akira does try and transition somewhere, although they've got Hoskins at Tutu as well. It's going to be a penalty to Waikato now, just outside of the 22. How do Xbox players get into GTA 5? Because PS4 players use PlayStation Plus online. So we have got Xbox Live, I guess. And also, if you've got Xbox Game Pass, you get Xbox Live, and you also get access to about 150 games that you are able to play. They are actually... Ooh. Okay. Waikato have decided they are kicking this one for the corner rather than taking on the easy 3 points. That is showing the aggression early on in this one. Go the Wallabies All Blacks at my dear Springboks today as well, says Johan. And then, of course, if we're going Southern Hemisphere, boys, Argentina also going to be playing Italy. And that game has taken place at the same time as Springboks versus, it will be Scotland. That's going to be a good game. Physical one as well. They are Chinese lineouts at this stage 1 inside of the red zone, which is the 22-meter line. 29 lineouts won with 88% as well. It's going to be interesting to see how they go. They've also scored 6 tries. Game Pass Ultimate contains the Game Pass and Live Gold as well. And also we've got there, I'm going to watch a movie and sleep before the games tonight. Catch you lads as well, says Big House Sport. We will see you later on. And I reckon Canterbury might beat Waikato as well, says Carlos. They were the favourites going into this game, but if Waikato can get this rolling ball going here, then perhaps they can take the lead for this one. They're trying to get it nicely moving forward. It's going to be available at the back for Cortez Ratima now. Selling a bit of a dummy. Goes himself here. Cortez Ratima, a metre short now. Brody McAllister trying to get straight on the ball. Not quite able to. Round the side once again here. The referee's trying to join the breakdown. Thought that it needed a little bit more support. Just short of the line here for Ollie Norris. Was he on the ball for Canterbury? I believe it is going to be available here for Waikato once again. I'm looking around to see who they are going to be going to. I'm looking for a Jack Lamb or someone along those lines. It is going to be now George Dyer, just short of the line once again, around the side, and it's a try to Waikato. And it was the man in the number 2 jersey who was able to pick it up for them, and that is the first try of the match. Reece Marshall has been able to score it. We'll add him to the try scorers list. Reece Marshall, they turned down 3 points and decided that they wanted a full 7, and that is exactly what Waikato have been able to do here. We'll go like this, and we will go like this as well. Marshall just round the side, used the post to his advantage as they were right out in front, and then he was able to sneak round the side of the breakdown and scored himself the try. He was right there about 3 times in a row waiting for that opportunity. No, come on, Canterbury as well. Sees Johanna also try Waikato. And then what position did you play in rugby at school? I was out on the wing originally, and then it was one of those ones that no one passed the ball out to our wingers. So it did end up, I'd just sit there out on the wing for about the whole season, touched the ball twice as well. Waikato has poken a beast with this try as well. See Sharkbrain, unless they are starting to unleash their own beast. And that's one Waikato, we have seen them score a lot of tries throughout the Super Rugby season. Scotty Robertson must be Canterbury's coach, or must become Canterbury's coach, as well, says Johan there. Going to be interesting to see whether or not he is going to. I know that he is sticking with the Crusaders for a little bit longer, but some people are rumoring that maybe he is going to be coaching either the British and Irish Lions or maybe even England if Eddie Jones does end up getting the sack from international level. But we will have to wait and see. Were you number 11 or 14, Hamish? I believe I was number 14 on the right wing side. And also we have got there, I thought you were a wing. You look like one as well, says Johan, although I do no longer have the pace of one, unfortunately. So I'm probably a little bit slow. I feel like if I was to play a position now, I would probably be halfback. Possibly. I feel like that would be where I would slot in at, just because I would be a lot smaller than everyone else out on the field. Cortez Ratima with a good clearance there. That number 9 has been doing decently recently, and also I'm playing flanker at the moment for my school, but I want to play scrum half as well, says Johan. So I guess if you just keep on practicing that passing, might get yourself into the scrum half role eventually if there was an injury or something like that that opens up. And also we have got there, I think you would be a good prop as well, says Hamish Spencer. I think so too, mate. I feel like the thing is, it would be strategic because they would try and push against me and I would disappear, and then they would end up flopping down, penalty to me for them losing their footing. So it's strategic. You look like a water boy, can't even run the water out onto the field efficiently. Hydration is important, and they would be dehydrated. We have got there, Scott Robertson needs to the next Wales coach next year. Wayne Pivak has failed epically as well. Says an narcissist. That looks like an awkward fall here for 2 of these guys. It looks like one of them's hurt his arm, and the other one has been tackled in the air, which was Fergus Burke. So I believe that is going to be the penalty here to Waikato for Fergus Burke, taking out the man in the air, I believe, or Masisi Dawai. Okay, no, sorry, it's a penalty to Canterbury as well. We have got the George, the Hamish, the Kieran, the ball as well. And also we have got the in training the wings, always get the ball, but not in the game as well, says Sharkbrain. Definitely not when you have the fly half and the scrum half that we had, because they thought that they were pretty good, even though we kept on losing games because they didn't pass the ball. I play 8 and I love it so much as well, says Hamish. Yeah, off the back of a scrum, something that will be very fun indeed. Do you think that guy Darren will appear in your stream tonight as well? Says an assistant. Also, we have got there, my birthday is next Saturday, but I have to study for my exam as well, says Johan. So perhaps you do get maybe a little bit of a celebration for it after your exams are all finished. What day do they end? Johan, do let me know. I mean, Daryl as well, says an assistant. Now at this stage, it is going to be the scrum feed, or sorry, the line out throw. 45 metres out here for Canterbury going to the front. Sam Dixon claims it. And now Canterbury are going to try and get this rolling more going. Now, Brodie McAllister hasn't scored a try yet in the last few games, but certainly has the ability. Drummond now firing it back into the hands of Dallas McLeod. The crash ball from him in the number 12 jersey is very impressive. He has got Isaiah Punavai on the outside as well when he does decide to use him. Daniel Leonard-Brown, though, trying to get straight in there, losing his footing there. Was Ollie Norris, I believe, but now Denzel going to be driving his way forward. Straight on the ball there. Waikato almost able to get the penalty, but now Prinsep meeting contact with Ollie Norris once again, making the tackle. Summer Penny Fino not able to drag it down as well. And also we've got there, I have so many trolls on my stream that I have no idea who you're talking about as well, says a big ass ball. And also we have got there, so your fly half was Pollard Amish as well, says Sharkbrain. I guess so, although he didn't kick it either. He just kept on going now, and it's going to be down the wing. Great run there for the number 7. Lost forward is the call, and now it is going to be the scrum feed for Waikato. I flopped in my last maths exam the other day as well, says Amish, so that is not ideal for you. Was it statistics or algebra? Because I feel like as soon as algebra comes into it, like when you add letters to equations, I feel like that's where my brain goes, yeah, nah, that's not right. So we'll just leave it. That scrum feed once again for Waikato, 30 metres out from their own line here. 32 minutes into this game as well, and the score is 7 points to Waikato. It hasn't actually updated. There we go. and 3 points to Canterbury as well. We also got there Punawhai and Whaiaki for the AB's midfield as well. Says Crazy NZ, it could be an interesting one to see if it does one day happen. I know that Whainaunuku is another name that people are mentioning. Jonah Nariki was one who was also mentioned for that left wing position, other than the fact that he did get injured at the start of the Bunnings NPC season. Also, we have got there. I went to a boarding school in Hamilton as well, South. That's where Warren Gatlin's son went, Kiwi lads as well. So I assume that is Bryn Gatlin, if I'm not wrong, in assistant. Also, we've got there try from Crazy NZ. Cortez Ratima fires it back now. D'Angelo Leula looking for a bit of space. Going into the hands now of Manasa Mateli. Passing it across to Jay Whaiaki, and he is going to be looking to put the ball high, not looking for the touch on, and it's going to be an awkward one to line up, taken almost nicely by James Tucker. Oh, it's knocked on. Oh, it's gone back as the call from the referee, so it is going to be play on, and Waikato are going to have the opportunity. Cortez Ratima going for the kick in behind, looking once again for a bit of territory, taken nicely by Fergus Burke, and he is going to be firing it high once again. The slipperiness of the ball may end up affecting these two sides at the later stages. D'Angelo Leula breaking the tackle, trying to go straight through. Oh, good carry there over the top of Sam Dixon. Ratima once again passes it back. Now going for the kick in behind once again here, Waikato. They're just trying to pin Canterbury inside of their 22, hoping that Canterbury will kick it into touch, and that is exactly what Manasa Mateli is going to have to do there. Good territory battle, but Waikato are able to get the better of it. Is Queenstown in the South Island. It is indeed. Kind of, I guess you would say, about halfway up on the slightly, I guess it's almost actually the middle as well, I guess you could say. And sometimes they do a favour by not giving you the ball, mate, as well. Says Shark Brad. Also, we have got there. It's interesting that the Tasman versus Waikato was expected at the beginning of the season, but mid-season, the chances decreased as well. Says Sebastian. Yeah, it is an interesting one, because Tasman, the way that they played up against Waikato, the way that Tasman played up against Hawke's Bay, I feel like they're in a very good position to be able to go on and win this competition back to back. That one's not going to be too straight, but it is taken nicely by Waikato once again. Looking to the short side, Cortez Ratima now giving off to George Dyer, trying to steamroll his way forward. Princeff taken out on the breakdown, going to the short side. Mosisi Dawai, little chip in behind, and he is going to be chasing it hard, but it goes into touch once again. And we have got there, yes, Johan, in the chat from Crazy NZ, but Mosisi Dawai just not quite able to keep that one in the field of play. If it had, it was going to be danger for Canterbury, but they are once again going to be inside of their own 22, and more than likely just looking for the clearance here. Try and get themselves a little bit further down the field. But Waikato, their territory game has been impressive throughout this one so far. And Kiwi lads, if the All Blacks forwards are not careful tonight like they were against Italy, they will be bullied by Ireland as well, says a narcissist. And it's one of those ones, Tyke Furlong, Andrew Porter, and also Ronan Keller. Like, those three men in the front row are dangerous enough by themselves, and that's not even considering who they have got behind them as well. Is that a violin in the Waikato logo, mate? As well, says Sharp Brain. I am just having a look. Is it this one here? It is actually I can't remember the name of it exactly, but it's something to do with the Maori culture is what it stands for. And also we have got there, has Tasman now been in the final for 3 years in a row? They have indeed. They've been doing very nicely. Tasman, also we have got there, Johan. Is South Africa safe as well? And also go Waikato as well, says Reed. And also, like the media says as well, says a narcissist, and also nice from the Patu, is it? From Crazy NZ. And indeed, the Maori tribes are known for their superb violin skills as well, says Sebastian there. And now at this stage, it is going to be Waikato inside of the 22. He will be able to feed this ball in, Cortez Ratima. And once again, it is going to be a decent chance for them to go off the back here. Jack Lamb gets the carry now, breaking off. He is going to be shut down, though. Very nicely done by it was Callow, and that's going to be the penalty to Waikato once again. This will give them a 7-point lead. Overextended as the call there from the referee. I was just waiting to see what he was saying, because it did have his microphone muted. I think Waikato will kick this one for the corner once again. They are indeed. They've decided that rather than going for the 3 points, they are not going to win this game with threes against Canterbury. They want another try, and that is exactly what they are going for. You can't see your messages as well. Says Sebastian there, and also the logo on Flash Score is different, mate, as well. Says Shark Brain. Yeah, it is a little bit further down due to the fact that it was glitching out a little bit earlier on. So that is why it is a little bit further down, I guess you could say, for this one. But it is a semi-final with the Premiership as well. And also we have got the it comes to crime and violence as well. Says an narcissist, but now at this stage, it is going to be thrown in once again. Nicely taken by Jack Lamb, and it is set once again. Marshall with a straight throw, and he has got the ball now at the back of the rolling maul, and it is indeed rolling for Waikato here. If they can score now, they will go in very nicely for the second half. Good drive forward, breaking off the back, Brodie McAllister, able to drag the man down. Looks like George Dyer going to be taken on the carry. He is forced back over the breakdown. Got plenty of options around, depending on where they decide to go. Sama Penefi now drops ahead, getting closer and closer now. And it is going to be around this side once again here for James Tucker. I'm looking around, seeing who they are going to be going to. It is going to be now, once again, a carry for the number one, straight on the ball, though. No, Canterbury not able to get it. Looks like Jack Lamb offloading it back. Hasn't really had too many carries so far, but I'm sure one will be not too far away. Going to be firing it back now. The hands of Balin Sullivan stepping through and scores the try. And Waikato take the lead by just a little bit more. There we go. They are going to be sitting very nicely. Balin Sullivan able to get into the situation. One more we will add him to the try scorers list. And now Waikato, they are sitting very nicely. 38 minutes into this first half, and they have been able to score their second try of the match. Canterbury under pressure. That was a very nicely done. Oh, tell you what, Dixon almost knocked himself out on the post there, trying to get that one, and also try in the chat. As I said, Crazy New and try Waikato there as well from Sebastian. But now at this stage, Balin Sullivan, he's been looking dangerous throughout the earlier stages of this game, and now has been rewarded with his first try of the match. And now it is going to be sitting 12 points to 3 with a kick to come. They might be able to be 11 points ahead here going into halftime. And there will still be time for one more kickoff as well. So perhaps they can try and build their way forward. But definitely the difference in terms of the mindset, straight away Waikato, 2 times that they've had a kickable 3, they have gone, you know what? We are going to kick it for the corner. I believe that was from the first miss of D'Angelo Leula. They decided to change their tactics, and they decided that it was the way to go to try and get 7s rather than get them the 3s like Canterbury did a little bit earlier on. And also, hey, mate, as I says, Brandon, welcome into the live stream. Canterbury is beginning to choke as well, says Mr. Achilles, although it's that big thing of it's not over till it's over with Canterbury. We know how strong they can be in the last 20 minutes of a game. So they need to make sure that they do decently and try and kind of limit the amount of tries and points that Waikato are getting up till this point. Because if they get one more try, they are within 7 to be able to try and get back into it. There is 1 minute left of this first half as well. At the moment, that man has got a Waikato kit. I am wearing the Chiefs for this one. And normally it gave them luck in Super Rugby. So I'm not too sure whether or not I am kind of cursing Canterbury by wearing this one as well. And Johan, you're there as well. Says an narcissist there. And the chat, but now at this stage, it is going to be Brodie McAllister once again, throws it into the back. It's going to be taken nicely by Canterbury. Dixon offloads it back to Waisaki Naholo now trying to pierce the gap 40 metres out at the moment here for Canterbury. Still available. Drummond going to be passing it back. Oh, a little bit of a juggle there. It's going to be a knock on though, and it will be the scrum feed. Oh, no, sorry. It is going to be the scrum feed for Waikato through the first knock on. It looks like Brodie McAllister is down in a ball at the moment. Now, something that happened a couple of weeks ago is he actually ended up getting injured. So I really hope that he is not injured again, or else it does look not too flash for the man at the moment. I really thought Hawke's Bay would turn things around in the second half, but nicely helped by Tasman as well. Says Sebastian also, let's go Waikato, says Dylan. And yeah, at the moment they are doing very nicely indeed. They are working their way towards that final. They will get to take on Tasman in that final as well. And I can't quite remember what way that one went last time. I think it was actually, if I'm not wrong, it may have gone the way of Waikato. I think they actually managed to beat Tasman, the one side that were able to beat Tasman. And yeah, it is going to be interesting to see how it does go for them in the later stages of this one as well. But at this stage, Brodie McAllister was down for a little bit there. Looks like he is back up to his feet though, which is great to see due to the fact that it did look like maybe he was getting that injury as well. All Black Sevens versus Tonga Sevens live commentary as well. Says Brandon there, 40 metres out from their own line. And now Waikato will have the line out. They've got 18 seconds till we get to halftime. And if they can get into a good position, they might be able to get themselves a possible try. But now, Cortez Ratima once again putting the ball in for Waikato. It's a massive push though. Did they go earlier? It's going to be the free kick for Waikato due to the fact that they went a little bit earlier. Looks like Jack Lammy has taken the quick tap, and now D'Angelo Leula will kick that one into touch, and that is going to be halftime. Currently sitting 14 points to Waikato and 3 to Canterbury as well, as Worcester are playing tonight as well, says Hamish. Oh, it's a good question. I know that there is a few games going on of not the Gallagher Premiership, but the Premiership Cup, I believe it is, or something along those lines. So I'm not too sure whether or not they have got a game, but if they do, will be a very interesting one. We have got their Tasman 22, Waikato 39th in September as well, says Sebastian. So yeah, Waikato did very nicely in that one, and that was a home game for Tasman as well, I believe, if I'm not wrong. And also, mate, can you do the Hong Kong Sevens? I am planning on doing those Sevens. They are going to be taking place not next weekend, but the weekend after. So it is going to be pretty awesome to see those ones take place. The Kiwis, the Fijians, everyone's going to be involved in that one. Hi, Hamish. Thank you for the awesome commentary as well, says Michael. Thank you very much for tuning in, mate. We are back on the main channel. It has finally happened. The copyright strike, we managed to get it removed due to the fact that it wasn't actually a fair strike, I guess you could say. So we were able to get it gone. And now because of it, we are going to be doing the international rugby on this channel and also on the Kiwi Lad Sport a little bit later on as kind of like a simultaneous co-live stream. And I've never seen Canterbury play this bad, mate. Think I'm going to lose my bet as well, says Sharkbrain. How much did you put on them, Sharkbrain? Do let me know. And also, did you see a game of All Blacks versus Tonga 7, 28 points to 7 as well, says Brandon. I did not. I'll be honest, I have not seen that one yet. But at this stage, halftime in this fixture, Waikato sitting on 14, Canterbury sitting on 3. And has your strike gone as well, says Kevin. It has indeed, which does now mean that we are able to live stream on the main channel. So it did take a little while for them to remove it, but we were able to get it gone. In the end, get it gone is not a sentence, I don't believe, as well. Worcester, underrated, love watching them play as well, says Amish. And also we have got there in the chat, no fixture for Worcester in the Premiership Cup as well. So I guess they are not going to be having one coming up. But I know that Saracens versus Harlequins is coming up, isn't it, Sebastian? Which should be a very exciting one. But this game, I feel like all it takes is one try for Canterbury in the second half to be able to get right back into this game up the Mooloos as well. From it was Paddy Wagon. But yeah, at the end of the day, if Waikato can score themselves, I would say one more try and some form of points, they will win this game. But if Canterbury score first in the second half, they might be in the situation of it may not go too well for them. They have got a strong bench, though, Canterbury. They have got Josh Mackay as an option, Sam Derry, Mitch Gibson as well. And then Waikato, they have got the likes of Tamani, also Fletcher Smith, Brendan Waka will be one to watch out for in the later stages as well. I'm looking forward to seeing Harford get an opportunity for Canterbury. Doesn't really get too many of them throughout the Bunnings NPC, so it will be an important game for him because there was actually a debut in the game between Tasman and Hawke's Bay. And I mean, a debut in one of these situations is just not ideal for you. You're planning to do cricket games again in the near future again, perhaps, as well, says Kevin. So I believe if we do any cricket live streams, they will be on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, more than likely just because of the fact that we don't really want this one to get copyright straight against Saracens versus Quins today, yes, but no one could give it to us about that one. The Gallagher Premiership contest are the ones that count as well, says Sebastian. And also I put 1,000 Rand on Canterbury to win, which is about $10, I think, as well, says Shark Brain. So yeah, at this stage, you will definitely be hoping that you will be able to get your money. But for that to happen, Canterbury are going to have to get some decent as well. Yeah, I was got their Fiji 7 and Argentina 7, 21 points to 23 Fiji win. As well, says Brandon, so very nicely done by the flying Fijians. They're going to be a good one to watch in the Dubai and Hong Kong 7s that are coming up due to the fact they're a good side. They were able to get the gold medal as well. Saracens are dirty cheats as well. Says Irish there. They're sitting decently in the Gallagher Premiership at the moment. They did have a 34-34 draw with London Irish, which was a very high-scoring one. Well fought back by the London Irish, who are the king of the draws at the moment because they have had 3 so far in their first kind of 7 or 8 fixtures of the Gallagher Premiership. But they are just showing Balin Sullivan's run once again, straight through the gap. 27 minutes, Marshall was able to pick up his first try of the game, and then Sullivan picking up the other try. 55% possession for Waikato. Also, 2 minutes 38 inside of the opposition 22. Missed tackles, 8 so far for Canterbury, and 10 turnovers conceded compared to the 4 of Waikato. Just one try, and Canterbury are back, mate, isn't it, as well? Says Sharkbrain. Yeah, pretty much if they get one try, even if it is unconverted, then they are within 7. Pretty much. I'm doing it at my own YouTube channel as well, says Brandon there. Play of the half at this stage. They are showing that cross kick where Shea Waiaki was able to take it, but then from there it was actually Balin Sullivan who was able to stop him from getting over to the try line. So he saved one at one end, and then he was able to get himself one at the other. Also, Chiefs versus the Bears, Tigers versus Sharks, Falcons versus Wasps, and Saints versus London Irish today, as well, says Sebastian. So hopefully they have a couple of those games maybe on YouTube as like a kind of rematch that you can watch at a later date. Black Ferns playing France. It's going to be 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then the All Blacks going to be playing up against Ireland at 4:15 a.m. kickoff, but we are going to be starting at around that 4 a.m. or so. Going to be covering all of the games of international rugby that are going to be coming up, including South Africa versus Scotland, which is the first match. We are going to be starting our live stream about 1:32 a.m. as the kickoff here in New Zealand, and then also 6:30 will be the game between England and Australia, which should be a very, very exciting one as well. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty awesome weekend of rugby because those aren't the only games. We've also got Italy versus Argentina will be taking place. The Romania versus the Netherlands as well is taking place, says Sebastian. And also, why aren't Worcester playing as well? Is it because they haven't been great as well, says Hamish? I think it is just a case of maybe they don't have enough teams to be able to have everyone kind of playing up against everyone each week for it as well. I'm doing my All Blacks versus Springbok Sevens, the final next weekend as well, says Brandon there. But yeah, this stage, the other games that are going to be taking place this weekend, we've also got France versus Georgia. And also the other game is going to be, they have got Wales versus Fiji, which is going to be a good one. And also we have got there, Hamish, can't wait for you to commentate the South Africa League of the URC. It's going to be a bloodbath as well, says Sharpbrain. Yeah, they are going to be games in the middle of the night here in New Zealand, but we are going to be up for them, of course, and doing the live commentary for them. And yeah, this stage, hopefully the temperature overall, like the other night when we were doing the live stream, I believe it was actually yesterday, sorry, it got to about 26 degrees Celsius in the lounge, which was very warm, definitely with the lights as well. At the moment, I have got the fire that is going a little bit. So it is relatively warm in here, hence why I have just got the shirt on rather than having the jersey like I did have for the first live stream as well. But yeah, it's going to be very exciting to see the second half of this one. I feel like this one has the potential to go down to the wire as well. I'm just looking at that. Canterbury sitting on 3. They didn't take on really too many opportunities at getting the tries, but Waikato, they were like, you know what, we're kicking it for the corner, and this is the way that we're going to be playing in this fixture. And it did lead to 2 tries for them as well. Canterbury not able to stop them, so it is going to be important for Canterbury in that second half to start well and also finish well. As I was got there, they needed an even number of teams for the Cup, and Worcester didn't make it because they finished last in the Premiership last season as well. Says Sebastian there. But yeah, at this stage, that's a good question in a way as well. Who do you guys think is going to be making it through to the final of the Gallagher Premiership this year? Feel like Saracens are a very good shout. Harlequins also a very good shout, but then Leicester, surely they're going to be up there somewhere. And also we have got the 26 degrees Celsius. That's the usual night temperature here on the Sunshine Coast as well, says Hamish. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those ones, though, that you're probably quite used to that kind of temperature. Like today we are sitting at 10 degrees. So there's a bit of a difference between like when we get the occasional 26 degrees. Like the last time we hit 26 was probably like 2 or 3 months ago. So it is one of those ones that they kind of come out of nowhere as well. I'm very disappointed in Canterbury as well, says Shark Brain. Although I think it could have been a lot worse for them at this stage. And also Tigers, Saracens, Quins, and Saints is my prediction as well. So Northampton Saints making it through would be an interesting one to see with Dan Bigger at 10 when they do get the opportunity. Because that's the thing. URC and also Gallagher Premiership both having a few weeks off. Also top 14. But once those are back in the swing of things, there's going to be so much rugby on once again. And I am going to be trying to watch as much of it as I physically can and also commentate as much of it as I can as well. We have got the True in the chat as well, says Hamish in the chat. But Leula at this stage, he did miss the first penalty attempt of the match, but other than that, he has been able to get everything over and also has been able to help set up the opportunities for Waikato as well. Talking to Reece Bayliss at the moment, they've had more possession in that first half for Waikato with the 55% territory in favour of Canterbury, though, by 53, and time in opposition 22, an extra 2 minutes for Waikato. And who do you think is going to win the final? All Blacks versus Springboks as well, says Brandon. I mean, I'm not too sure about the ratings of the players. So I would say I'll go the All Blacks purely because of the fact that they did have a little bit more of a stronger win, I think you did say, in the semi-final. And also, no, Quins in the final as well, says Sebastian. Surely Quins are making it. Surely they do get through to the final. Definitely because of the fact that, like, at the end of the day, the way that they played up against, although I guess their team that they always beat is the Bristol Bears. But the Bristol Bears may not even be anywhere near that top kind of 4 or so. So it could be a little bit of a shame for them, at least versus Saracens final. I think the last time those two sides played as well was 13 points to 12. Saracens not able to score a single try, and it was in about the 30th minute or so. The 83rd minute or something along those lines where there was the final one as well. But now Canterbury making their way out onto the field. The world doesn't evolve around the Quins as well. It kind of does a little bit due to the fact that they were defending champs. So a lot of people feel that normally the defending champion does make it through to the next final kind of to defend their throne, such as a Tasman in the Bunnings NPC. They won it last year, and now they are back for redemption. They want to get it 2 in a row and possibly make 3 finals in a row. I believe they are as well. Hamish, World Cup quarterfinal predictions go as well, says Sharkbrain. I don't actually know kind of who sits where in terms of the polls because I'm not sure who's in all of them off by heart. So I feel like I will have to wait a little bit closer to the time because at the end of the day, there could be a team that has a few good players now that none of those players could be playing in 2023. So it's pretty hard to judge the likes of even just talking about the All Blacks. Sam Whitelock, he's probably not going to be there for 2023. So who's going to be replacing him in that number 5 jersey type thing? So it all bases off squads and whatnot. I think as well. Don't think so. That's my opinion as well, says Amish there. But now at this stage, it is going to be kicked off once again by Fergus Burke, getting us back underway for the second half. Oh, D'Angelo Leula drops it cold. And now because of it, about 10 meters out here, Waisaki Naholo actually not on the field anymore. That's an interesting one. They've decided to sub him off straight away, which is just in that situation of, I guess that's a massive hit to Canterbury if they haven't got him out on the field anymore. Yeah, D'Angelo Leula just went straight through his hands, wasn't watching it, and Waisaki Naholo very happy with that one. I'm not sure what type of injury he has got himself at the moment. Rugby 7 World Cup coming soon in 2022. As well, says Brandon there. Yeah, Josh Mackay is actually the man who has replaced him. That's fair. We lost against Saracens a few weeks ago, and I'm very nervous for the Tigers game as well. That one is going to be a very good game for the Saracens taking on not the Saracens, for the Tigers for it as well. It's possible that, but I think they get knocked out in the semis as well. Here's Hamish. It is going to be a big push here from Canterbury. It is Dixon at the back, looking like he is waiting for the opportunity. Cortez Ratime right there. That's going to be an advantage soon here for Canterbury, I would think, with the front rows going up. Saying that both have gone up. So now it is going to be going back for the scrum once again. But Cortez Ratime is always right there, waiting for the opportunity to kick that ball out of the hands of the opposition halfback as well. Tasman, as Aussie's Hex there, for who he thinks is going to be winning the final, perhaps. If I'm not wrong, but yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome to see that game. Tasman versus either Canterbury, South Island Derby, or it will be Tasman versus Waikato, where Waikato this year have actually got one extra win over them in terms of their head-to-head. So could play a little bit of a factor there, and it would also be a home game. Would also be a home game, I should say. Every team I go for is terrible. I don't get nervous. As well as Hamish, you did say that you weren't going to be watching the Wallabies because you were expecting them to lose, and then you're just going to watch the highlights if they do win in the morning. I guess that's a very solid scrum here. They are going to be told to use it now. It is out the back, and now Fergus Burke. It's actually Mitch Drummond goes himself there, tries to reach out for the line. He is just going to be short of the line, though. D'Angelo Leula trying to get straight on the ball. It is going to be the advantage here for Canterbury, and who is going to be using it? It looks like Luca Romano might be passing it back across to Oli Jaeger. Good tackle on him. Is it going to be Brody McAllister getting the carry? It looks like instead Luke Romano going to be passing it back across into the hands of Princep now. And Canterbury only a couple metres out. And if they can get themselves one try here, Fergus Burke, cross kicker, Dev is going high. It's taken nicely by Manasa. No, he's dropped it. Manasa Mateli, and it's going back for the penalty. Can Canterbury make a comeback, or should I cash out as well? See Sharp Brown. I assume they won't be paying too much at the moment for your cash out, though, Sharp Brown. I assume they'll probably only give you like $2 back or something. Tasman versus Waikato. And what would Tasman win as well? Says Hex, and also we've got their cash out as well. Says Hex there. And the chat is going to be the penalty to Canterbury, and get that jersey off boy as well. Says Isaiah, I have got myself the Chiefs one for this game. Sometimes it gives them luck, sometimes it doesn't give them luck. So I'm trying it out a little bit here. They have gone with the scrum now for Canterbury. It really depends on what England team shows up tonight as well. Says Hamish, and also actually no, I go for Exeter instead of Northampton in the semis as well. Says Sebastian, so Stuart Hogg, Henry Slade, those boys are going to get the opportunity as well. But Isaac, I did actually see your message just before I started the live stream, so I probably will end up messaging you straight after the live stream, if that is all right. We have got the main channel back, though, and glad you got the channel back as well. Says Isaac there. Yeah, me too. I did get the email this morning saying that they had removed it, which is great news, really, because of the fact that we can do the international rugby on this weekend as well. Score prediction on Ireland versus All Blacks. I did say All Blacks by 10 or Ireland by 5 is my kind of two. I think it is going to be a relatively close game, maybe a bit of a seesaw for the early stages, but then always off the bench, the All Blacks seem to just find that momentum. But then saying that, Connor Murray off the bench for Ireland, Tyke Byrne as well. That's a big push there from Waikato. Well, they've done very well to get that one out there. Canterbury, Sam Dixon hopping his way almost to the try line. They are once again going to be only a couple metres short. Luke Romano trying to go around the side just short of the line once again as Brody McAllister going to give himself the carry. It looks like he might take it on here. No, he leaves it once again. Brody McAllister doesn't really go around the side of the breakdown too often, I've noticed, but when he does, can score himself a try normally. It looks like this time he is going to be backing himself. Brody McAllister dragged down there. And Waikato trying to get straight on the ball. If they've been able to get it, not quite. Still available here for Canterbury, but they are getting extremely close to the line once again. Just short of Jaeger backing himself. Great defense, though, so far. Everyone's just lying on the ground at the moment. Next to the breakdown, there's about 10 players all stuck in position, passing it back now. Fergus Burke using the back line. Inside ball. Bonavai, great tackle there from Gideon Rappling. On Josh Mackay now, Drummond going out to the winger once again. It is going to be Fergus Burke backing himself. Brilliant low tackle. And now at this stage, they have still got this ball. Looks like it will be around the side. That is the try. And it is going to be the man in the number 7 jersey, I believe. Oh, who is that? Kello, I believe it is. who was able to score it. And Corey Callow has been able to get the first try of the match for Canterbury. We'll go like that. Try scorers. It was Corey Callow who was able to score it. It looks like someone is down at the moment for Waikato as well. 45 minutes into this game, and now Canterbury are right back into this fixture. We'll go like that. We will go like that. We have also got there. Canterbury is making scoring tries. Look really hard right now. I honestly think you hard done by striking you to took like champion as well, says Kevin. Yeah, it is one of those ones. Like, it was a false strike, but at the end of the day, like, we couldn't really do anything about it, sadly, due to the fact that they were definitely not going to be removing it. So it was just one of those ones we had to wait out the process. But luckily, we did still have the Kiwi Lad Sport as well, Canterbury UBG in the chat as well on the bench. England bench is proper stacked as well, says Hamish. Yeah, they've got Sam Simmons, they've got Alex Donbrandt, Max Malins as well, just to name 3 of the players that they are going to be having coming off the bench in the later stages of the game as well. Try Canterbury game on as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, they are right back in this contest now, and if Fergus Burke can convert this one, they will be within 7 points. Or they are already within 7, sorry. So they will actually be only 4 points behind, but Fergus Burke has really not struck that one well. And the score will remain 8 points to Canterbury and 14 for Waikato. Corey Callow able to get himself over the line. He's got a little bit of a bleeding nose, but that is from that contact of him trying to push his way towards the line. And at this stage now, it is going to be another opportunity for Waikato to kick off this one, and they will want to fire back straight away in this one. If it's a terrible England performance, but I can see then I can see the Wallabies having a chance, but I don't think that will happen as well, says Hamish. And also we have the I just hope Ireland don't win. Betting my ego on it as well, says Hex there. And also we have got the are you saying Ireland stands a chance, Hamish, as well? Says Shark Brain. I just feel that we shouldn't underestimate them because of the fact that they are in that situation. Like, they had a brilliant win over Japan last week, 60 points to 5. And that one, and 4 points is not a big buffer against Canterbury as well, says Shark Brain. Exactly right. Now, so Mate Ali takes it nicely. He only needs one opportunity to try and score himself a try. Good choice not to offload that one. And now it is going to be Mitch Drummond once again. We'll be firing this one back into the pocket. And Fergus Burke kicks it into touch. Who are England playing? They are playing Australia, 6:30 a.m. New Zealand time is when that one is going to be taking place. But we will be up and we will be watching it on the channel as well. But Fergus Burke, I can see a little bit of rain at the moment falling. So it will make maybe the ball a little bit slippery in the later stages. The Wallabies team is still strong. They have no excuse. And we are only really missing Karevi, Cottonbeatty, Hodge, and Tomoa as well. Actually, no, we are missing heaps, but I don't count Quade Cooper as well, says Hamish there. Because that's the thing. Teni Alatupa and Alan Alatoa, both tight air props out with head knocks last week. That one's gone in and taken nicely by Samapeni Finau once again now. D'Angelo Laula using their range to his advantage, putting it extremely high. Taken, no, Jay Faiaki, did he drop it? And now at this stage, he is going to have to kick it for the touchline. That is exactly what he has done. It's a decent kick as well. They're trying to take this one quickly, Waikato, and that is exactly what they do now. Going back across field, Laula gives it off to Coombs Favely, looking for the kick in behind, looking for the touchline. Is it going too far? Yes, it is, and it's going right back to where he kicked it from. Time to see if Ireland are really that strong, or they caught Japan on a very bad day as well, says Sebastian there. And England would beat this current New Zealand team as well, says an assist. That's the thing. We never get to see us play England. The last time was the semi-final of the World Cup. So hopefully we do have some sort of tour coming up in the near future. And England is basically playing all the Saracens and one Harlequin at fly half as well, says Shark Brain. And then they've got a few Harlequins off the bench as well with Sam Simmons. Or sorry, not Sam Simmons, but they have got Alex Donbrandt as an option there as well. Either do I include McMahon as well, says Hamish. Yeah, he only had one cap so far, but Will Skelton off the bench is going to be a very interesting one in the later stages, just because he's a very hard man to tackle because of the size of him. Not exactly a small individual. So that is why the Wallabies, they will have to try and use him a little bit more than they did last week up against Scotland, because he only touched the ball about twice, if that. And then from there, all the other times it was other forwards carrying it forward. And we have also got there is most popular food in New Zealand, crayfish, seafood, fish and chips as well. Says Kevin, fish and chips are quite popular overall, I would say. I haven't actually tried crayfish or most seafood though. So it is going to be one. Maybe I do try it in the future, but now at this stage it is going to be Chefaiaki once again trying to pierce the line. Good tackle from Balin Sullivan though. Once again, Drummond going back into the hands of Dalzell and the number 5 jersey trying to go directly at the defensive line. Sam Dixon hit hard in the tackle by Balin Sullivan. He's been doing well so far. Almost the ball for Waikato, and now Luke Romano once again going to have another carry. We've got the back peeps as well. Cheers, Betty Wagon. Welcome in. That's a penalty to Waikato. We have got Will Skelton and Curtly Bill. Please, they are overrated as well, says Hamish. I mean, if you've seen Will Skelton in the top 14 I think you would say otherwise, because for La Rochelle, he is one of the reasons that they did make it through to the Champions Cup final last year, where they were able to face Toulouse as well. And Pav is my favourite as well, says Andy Scott. And also we have got their still can't process the Curry instead of Don Brand option, does my head in. This Eddie fella as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, they've got two specialist number 8s who will be coming off the bench in the later stages of the match. And they have got a specialist number 6, I guess you could say, who is going to be going in the number 8 jersey at the start as well. And also we've got the AB squad beat England as well. Says it was Hex there at this stage. It was decently done on a breakdown for Waikato to be able to get straight over the ball. And now almost 11 minutes into the second half, 50 minutes gone in this fixture, 30 to go. Waikato with a 6-point lead, and now they are going to be on the 22. And they have got a good attacking opportunity. The Wallabies don't know how to use them. Or use them, though, that's the thing as well. That one was considered not straight, so now it is going to be a scrum feed for Canterbury. So that is a good save for them just outside of the 22. Most of the Springbok players came from the Sharks franchise as well. Says Sharkbrain there. Also remember 56-12. Avies fan as well. Says an narcissist there in the chat. But yeah, this stage it is going to be the scrum feed for them once again, just outside of their own 22 here, Canterbury. And they will have to make sure that they do end up in the situation of having a solid scrum, because they did actually lose the ball a little bit earlier on. Second half position, 89% in favour of Canterbury. They just haven't quite been able to get it going in the second half so far. Well, Black Ferns fans as well, says an narcissist. And also we have got there, please shout me out. Sat in Hull as well on Spalding Moor in East Yorkshire, Canterbury, and proud as well, says Andy Scott. So shout out to you, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. And hopefully Canterbury will be able to have a decent performance in the later stages of this game. Drummond fires it back to Burke, who is looking for the touchline now. It is going out, but Coombs Favling not going to be able to take it just inside of the half. Fergus Burke with his touch finders has been on point so far today. And now it is going to be inside of the own half of Waikato, 45 metres out, and they are going to have the line out. Canterbury have won 5 of their last 6 NPC games away against Waikato as well. Excellent player, but they don't know how to use it properly. 2 touches game for such a big second rower. That's embarrassing. May as well not be on the field as well. There's Hamish there. That one's going to be taken nicely by James Tucker at the back of the rolling maul now. Trying to march it forward once again. Brody McAllister still out on the field. He hasn't really had too much of an impact, but saying that, not too many lineouts for Canterbury so far. The stage, it is a good rolling maul going forward here for Waikato. They're trying to stop it from marching forward. Jack Lamb has got it at the back, and they've got the advantage now as well. Breaks off the back now, gives it off to Cortez Ratema. Got a bit of strapping on the end at the moment. That one has bounced free, and it is going to be the penalty to Waikato once again. What team supplies what team supplies most of the All Blacks, Amish, as well, says Sharkbrain? Oh, I feel like Crusaders have probably got the most, and then it's followed by, I believe, the Chiefs or the Blues, if I'm not wrong, because the Blues have a lot of the forwards who do get supplied. The likes of a Karl Tuanuki-Afi, Nepo Lolala, Dalton Papali, Akira Ioane, pretty much Hoskin Satutu, anyone who's in that 4-pack, and then you got the backs like Rico Ioane and everyone along those lines. But I'd say the Chiefs overall, they actually snuck quite a few players in. The likes of an Anton Leonard-Brown, Quintal Paya, also Sam Cane now making his way back in, which I know you are, of course, a fan of. Then also they have got Samasoni Takiaho brought in due to injury. Quite a few players. Angus Tarval as well. Go Waikato. Hi, Amish. Hello all as well, says Victor. Welcome into the live stream. And also we have got there in the chat, Sharkbrain, you blocked me now. Why? As well, says a narcissist there in the chat. But D'Angelo Leula, 47 metres out here, and he is going to be lining it up. He certainly has the power to get the distance, but it's whether or not he can get it straight enough to convert. It is a little bit windy there, about 17 kilometres of wind. Struck it nicely. It's got the distance. It's got the accuracy, and Waikato now extend their lead just a little bit further. And it is going to be 17 points for Waikato, 8 to Canterbury. So now a 9-point difference between these two sides. So at this stage, 17-8 with 26 minutes left in this game as well. I think Whitelock plays for Canterbury as well. C-Sharp Randy does indeed play for the Crusaders. I didn't even list all of them as well. Will Jordan, Cody Taylor, Joe Moody. You could literally spend about 10 seconds or so just listing about 10 names for them as well. It's a good tackle there on D'Angelo Leula. He's kicked it back downfield though. Che Waiaki now going to be making his way forward, kicking it high. Trying to chase it there. Che Waiaki not quite able to line it up. Cortez Ratema takes it. It does bounce backwards, so he is allowed to keep on carrying. Big contact on him though by Ollie Jaeger and Drummond. We have got there. Be careful, Amish. I might block you as well. Says a narcissist there in the chat. But now at this stage, it is going to be available possibly for Cortez Ratema to go up with the box kick once again. D'Angelo Leula Going to be kicking it downfield with a bit of a torpedo kick. Oh, Mateli almost juggling it, but he has done very well to still have this one in his hand. He's going to be backing himself to try and pierce the line, but Balin Sullivan once again able to make a massive tackle. It's a penalty, though. To Waikato, we have got there. Let's go Waikato as well, says Johnny Blaze. And hello, Johnny Blaze says, and asks, welcome in, Johnny. We have got the main channel back. We are finally back on this main channel for the Kiwi lads, and I've got your Chiefs kit on, mate. So maybe, who knows, maybe they will be able to help them get the win. And is your channel okay now? Yeah, we are. Luckily, they did end up removing that strike. It was actually YouTube, though, who removed it due to the fact that they hadn't proven that they did sue us type thing. So that is why we were able to get back on the main channel now, which is absolutely awesome. Who does Retallick play for? Would that be, or would be interesting to know? He's been playing a little bit in the top league, but he is at the Chiefs for Super Rugby as well. And also he tried blocking me as well. But luckily I'm a mod as well. Says Sebastian there, and Jamie Joseph says an narcissist. And also we have got there in the chat as well. Silly question, who will be the next in line for All Blacks coach after the World Cup? Maybe John Plumtree. Yeah, I feel like people still want to see Scott Robertson there, of course, but if they don't get into that situation of being able to get him, I guess maybe Plumtree would be the man for the job. And also we have got the Hey narcissist as well from Johnny Blaze there, and also Johnny Good Vibes and Hey Sebastian and Come On Canterbury says Obi, and at this stage they are making a sub here, and it is going to be number 21, Kito, making his way out onto the field. So that is actually going to be for Mitch Drummond, who hasn't been able to score himself a try yet in this game. Back off Scott Robertson as Wales coach as well. Says a narcissist there. So yeah, I feel like he is a heavily, I guess you could say, sought after free agent once he is a free agent. It's going to be taken nicely there for Canterbury once again, and they need to try and work their way forward here. Kito passes it back into the hands of Luca Romano. I still see pretty much, other than that sub that they have just made of Kito out on the field for Drummond, everyone else is pretty much identical. That is almost, and it is a penalty against Summer Penifino, or it is an advantage. Sorry, now trying to offload it, and it hasn't quite worked. And doing the T20 Amish as well, says Victor. I am hoping to, but it would be on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel if we did end up doing it, due to the fact that I don't think we want to risk getting a copyright strike on the main channel. Once again, Eddie Jones should link up with Rennie as well. Says Amish there, and Supobi in the chat from Sharpbone. I feel like Canterbury can still win here eventually, or even though they are playing so badly. And greetings all one and all as well. Let's go Waikato, says David. Welcome into the live stream, mate. We are back for the Kiwi Lads, and that means you guys have your emojis back, which have been missing on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, but now you have got access to the Kieran, to the George, to the Hamish, and all of the other ones that we have got ourselves. Canterbury a chance of win this match, please, as well, says L Music. I would say at this stage, where they are on the field, they are 30 meters out. They are definitely, if they score one try, they are within 7. And they are actually within a 3-pointer as well if they do convert. So I feel like they're still right in this game. They just need to get something going. Dallas McLeod now with a good carry forward. And they've got another advantage. Kito firing it back now to Brody McAllister. He's trying to spin out of the tackle. He's done very nicely there, and it is still going to be available. It might almost be another advantage here for Canterbury going back. Dalzell now with himself another carry. It is being wrestled down to the ground. D'Angelo Leula made the tackle there. They have still got the advantage. Kito going off to Princev now. Oh, good tackle there from Waikato, trying to slow it down. At this stage, I mean, Gideon Rappling actually just tried to tackle a man without the ball. I do see how we have got the emojis from David in the chat, and Johnny Blaze. Be careful with Sharp Brain. He might plug yours out. Also, we have got there, I think Rassi should coach Canterbury as well. See Sharp Brain there, and also Come On Canterbury as well, says Carlos. And Australia or New Zealand in the final as well, says Kai. I think it depends on who's going to be batting second, because we have seen pretty much throughout the whole T20 World Cup, whoever bats second seems to be able to win the game. A lot of the time, that is for sure. And David Bro as well from Sebastian. Now they are going to be taking on the 3 points, so that will put them within 7 here for them as well. Hi, bro. I've been a bit occupied as well, says David there. That was a great run forward by Dallas McLeod. Try and get that go forward, and then it was the advantage straight away, I believe, for offside. So now Fergus Burke, if he converts this one, 6 points difference with still 22 minutes left in this game as well. You can hear the cowbells in the background. Someone's trying to put Fergus Burke off. Hasn't worked, though. He's put it straight down the middle. And now the score is going to be 11 to Canterbury, 17 for Waikato as well. You need 200 to bat first as well, says Victor. And also Come On to Canterbury. It's from George. And hi, David, says Obi there. And hello, David. How are you, mate? Says Paddy Wagon. But yeah, pretty much we did see, I believe, one of the only wins that we did see was, I believe, South Africa when they got 190 against England, which was just enough to be able to get that win. But it does show that they're definitely going to need close to that 200 if they want any chance of winning it, because both New Zealand and Australia both chased down with pretty much an over to go. Oh, charge down there. Is it going to be? No, not quite the try there for Marshall. So we have got their Knights Chiefs jersey, Amish. I just ordered one on Wednesday, 3rd of November as well. Yeah, so I've got, I believe it's the 2017 one. It was actually sent to me by Johnny Blaze, who was in the chat quite a bit as well. And I do wear it quite a bit due to the fact it seems to give Waikato and the Chiefs just a little bit more luck as well. And Shark blocked me as well, said Johnny Blaze there. At this stage now, it is going to be the scrum feed. They're not falling is the call from one of the players, but 5 meters out from their own line. And also we have got a highbrow as well. What time's other rugby games as well, says Johnny Blaze. So pretty much the first match, South Africa versus Scotland, it's kicking off at 2 a.m. And then the next game that is going to be kicking off is going to be 4:15 a.m. for Ireland versus New Zealand. And the third game, Australia versus England. That is a 6:30 one as well. Me and my friend got so angry when we saw the final minute of Hawke's Bay versus Tasman as well. Says Gloves. And also, if you love international rugby and Super Rugby, check out the Rugby Down Under podcast with the Kiwi lads and BK Sport. And of course, the Bunnings NPC as well is a good point to make, because we are definitely going to be talking about it this weekend. But Derry on the field now. That is for Dalzell. He has made his way off the field. Kito now going to be passing it back into the pocket. And Fergus Burke kicks it downfield for touch. Still a decent clearance there from Fergus Burke, but just inside of the 22 now. It will be Waikato with the attacking line out. I think Sharky can only see his comments. And also we've got there, who's the scrum to as well, says Carlos, and who's got the ball row, says Carlos. At this stage, it is going to be the line out. Waikato's ball, 22 meters out from the line as well. And also Shocker as well, says Gloves. Yeah, that stage, the later stages of that game seemed like it could have easily gone either way. My goodness me, NPC too. We've only got about 2,000 international games to cover. But oh well, as well as semi-final, mate. It's about as big as it gets for the Bunnings NPC, other than next week. And my player of the week will probably be from the Bunnings NPC as well. Maybe we'll see how it goes. Can't wait to see England smash Australia, mate. As well, says Sharp Brain. And the chat now, it is going to be the rolling ball once again here for Waikato. Creeping forward. Very nicely done here for the Mulu. Still going forward. Currently sitting 10 meters out, but it looks like that one is turning a little bit in Canterbury. Trying to stop it, but it's still going forward. Now it has gone down. It is available for Cortez Ratame at the back. Gives it off to Gideon Rappling. Beautiful off with there. Balin Sullivan drops the ball though in big contact. And now it is going to be Canterbury. Jay Faiaki trying to run his way downfield. And that is going to be now going into touch. Only about 15 meters out. Go Canterbury as well. And also, you have got the chat as well. Come on, Canterbury needs to catch up as well. Or to Waikato and also Sharp Brain. He's talking a big game. As well, says Rugby Down on a podcast. And also we've got the Big Hound No Thanks as well. Says Snake there. And also we have got the Canterbury Trader as well. Says Johnny Blaze. I mean, if I had a Canterbury kit, I might wear it. But for now, I decided I needed some sort of kit to do with the match. Could have worn the Waikato one, but I decided I'd wear the Chiefs due to the fact I'm in a Super Rugby mood at this stage. I'm like super baked. I'm going to get some sleep and wake up refreshed for the rugby as well, says Johnny Blaze. So we will see you a little bit later on, mate. And can't wait to see South Africa as well, says Amish. And also we have got there, how long left of this match at this stage? There is 61 minutes gone. Waikato making a couple more changes. It is going to be Tamani and also Stephen Mesa making their way out onto the field. So we've still got another 18 minutes of this game, and the score is currently only 6 points difference between the Knight brothers, says Obi. And also we have got the Canterbury win this match, or not possible as well, says El Music. It's going to be an interesting one. I feel like there's a chance, but I wouldn't put any money on it if that is what you are possibly asking, because of the fact that it could certainly go either way in the later stages. Just one more try from Canterbury, and I will be so happy as well, says Sharp Brain. But they are showing Gideon Rappling. He has scored one try in his career. Very talented player. That was a yawn. We have got there Scotland, the Box Daddies as well. There's Irish there in the chat. That one has gone in now. And Kito rolls the ball in for Canterbury. It looks like they will be once again putting someone in the pocket. Unless they try and run this one out, it looks like they might be attacking no Che Faiaki now. Going to be kicking it in behind. And that is a good kick. Bouncing into touch. Taking it quickly though for Waikato. Trying to play this one at a frantic speed. Coombs Favling trying to offload it. And now there's a lot of pressure there on Balin Sullivan. Oh, it's a knock on though. And now it is going to be the scrum feed for Canterbury. So mistake at the back from Waikato. Coombs Favling trying to pass it across into the hands of Balin Sullivan. Just got too much on it. And then because of it now, it will be in another attacking opportunity. And as well, we have also got there in the chat as well. Good night, sleep well as well, says Paddy Wagon. Also, Hooper must stay away from New Zealand as well, says George. And also, we have got there Tula Amish. I already put money on it as well, says Sharp. And also, we have got the Alvina, fan of Canterbury Crusaders for 6 years, and Canterbury needs to catch up. And also, if Canterbury scores and makes a conversion, they will be in the lead by 1 point. They will indeed. It's going to be extremely close. That is for sure. But yeah, we will have to wait and see how it does go. And we have also got there, all good, Obi. Welcome to the Hidden from BK Sport Channel Club. Population U. I feel like there's more than just one in there, isn't there, BK Sport? There's probably quite a list. We also got their Shark. Is it Grub as well? There's over there. And also, come on, Canterbury, let's go. as well, says Shark Brain. At this stage now, 35 meters out from the line. Canterbury are now going to get another opportunity to be able to do an attacking scrum. It's trying to push their way forward off the back there. Sam Dixon pops his way up. Kito now sells the dummy run straight at D'Angelo Leula. And what is a very big bit of contact there. Offside advantage here once again for Canterbury. So a kick here would actually put them within 3, or put them 2-3, I should say. But I don't know whether or not that would be what they want. It's bouncing up nicely, and it is going to be the penalty. And going back as well. And also we've got there, if Hooper, or if Michael Hooper had all NPC teams wanting him, what team do you think he'd sign for as well, says Dwubs? That's a good question. I'm not too sure who he would decide to go for, Michael Hooper, if he did decide that he did want to play in the NPC. He might go for one of those sides that are slightly less well-known to try and help them out. Maybe like a Northland or someone like that would be kind of cool to see him in there. Go Auckland as well, says Greg. And also we have got that in the chat as well. Oh, it's a list, all right. Obi will be leading the hidden from the Channel Club from tonight. Also, we have got the Have You Heard of Abba Fernando as well. I haven't. We actually had to used to have to sing it at school for the assemblies. I guess it was. And also we have got the in the chat as well. In the Shark is digitally touching me as well, says Johnny. And also we have got there. When are you doing a video at 2 cents, mate? As well, says Shark Brun. I feel like that is more of the case of when does he want to do one, due to the fact that he is definitely the bigger man in this situation. I guess you could say go for the 7. Go for the 7 point. Canterbury, they have actually gone for the 3, and it is converted. So now the score is going to be 14 to Canterbury and 17 for Waikato. We have got there in the chat as well. Get a case against them as well, says Hamish. And also in the chat we have got there, I would never hide Shark Brain though, says a big sport. And now at this stage, 15 minutes into this second half, or 15 minutes to go, I should say, 17 to 14, says L Music. It is indeed very close between these two sides. So the game just before finished with only a 6-point difference. Coombs Favely takes it. And now at this stage, Waikato going to be on the attack once again. The ball is bouncing back. 5 back, and they are attacking straight away here. Wide cut out pass. It has a Summer Penny Final cutting back on the inside. And at this stage now, they've got another great opportunity. Wide cut out pass there down the wing. Mosisi Dawai close to the touchline, but able to keep himself just in the field of play. Almost a juggle there from the man in the number 18 jersey for this one. But Waikato once again on the attack. It's going to be Balin Sullivan backing himself. Dragged down there. Sam Dixon trying to get straight in the breakdown. Has he given away the penalty? Not quite. Cortez Ratima gives it off to Jacobson. Almost lost his footing, but still able to make an extra meter. Cortez Ratima now trying to sell the dummy going around the side. He is going to be held up, though, by the try scorer for Canterbury. So they have just had the one so far, and it was Callow in the 45th minute. We have got there. Who's your favourite ABBA member as well? I probably don't know them well enough to be able to see exactly who they are. We have got their close game as well. Says over here, does indeed. And let's go Waikato as well. And Waikato going to score, says Carlos. And yeah, at this stage, they are in a very good attacking position, unless Canterbury can steal this one back. But they are 11 phases in. Looks like Mitch Jacobson, he might be stuck under the breakdown at the moment with his ankle, but he is now back up on his feet. Summer Penny Final, good bit of contact on him by Luke Romano, trying to pierce the gap. And now if they can get over the line one more time here, Waikato, you would say that they would be very close to being able to win this game. James Tucker dragged down by Reed Princev. They are just building a bit of a dog pile at the moment between the two sides. It is still protected though. And at this stage, 15 phases in. Summer Penny Final once again with the carry tackle by Romano. Jacobson round the side, 5 meters out here for Waikato for a place in the final as well, up against Tasman. Going to be dragged down once again there. D'Angelo Leula still available. Cortez Ratima gives it back now into the hands of Hamilton Burr. 67 minutes into this game, 19 phases. Back to back, Mosisi Dawai. Meters, inches from the line now. And Cortez Ratima gives it back once again. Gideon Rappling has the leg tied up. He's going to be just short of the line. If Canterbury can steal this one, have they been able to do it? No. Round the side once again, very, very close. Releases the call. The ball is at the back now. There are many men piled up in the breakdown. Mosisi Dawai runs high, but Manasa Mateali says, yeah, no, you're not going through there, mate. Once again, it's going to be going back into the hands of Balin Sullivan. Big contact on him by his opposite number. Punavai dragged down by Faiaki. Cortez Ratima, 24 phases. Back to back to back. How long can Canterbury hold on for? And how long can Waikato keep this attacking pressure up? 26 phases. Going back now to D'Angelo Leula. Cross kick attempt out to Mosisi Dawai. He's dropped it. And that is going to be the end of the attack. As Otago, so says Ollie Taylor. Or Ollie Taylor, sorry. And also Canterbury will get the penalty as well, says Shark Brain. It is a penalty. Oh, no, sorry. They are making subs. It is going to be the scrum feed now for Waikato. We have got there in the chat the George emojis as well there. And go Waikato a little bit earlier on from it was Novmum who did say that, and also Kiwi Lads turns out Obi is Connor as well, says an assist, and also we have got the Go Mighty Waikato as well, says Bryce. They hang on at this stage for Canterbury. Few meters out from the line, 26 phases in. Then D'Angelo Leule, he decided to go for the cross kick, didn't work out, ball put down. And now at this stage, 68 minutes. Oh, okay, I hear that Mitch Drummond is back out on the field due to the fact that I think he had a blood bin. So that is why he was taken off a little bit earlier on. It's Willie on the wing for Waikato as well, says a Shark Brain. Oh, it's a little bit rough. Willie Uru, he's going to be starting at 15 for this game as well. Well, I just realized you're streaming on the main channel again as well. Says Dwubs, we are indeed. We got that copyright strike removed, luckily, which does now mean that we are able to live stream on the main channel once again. So we are going to be doing the international rugby on the main channel and also on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel as kind of a simultaneous live stream. So we are going to be doing it on both channels at the same time so that the people who did subscribe to the Kiwi Lads Sport can still find the live stream that they are after. Hey, Shark Brain as well in the chat. And also we have got there in the chat as well. Canterbury need to intercept one of Waikato's passes as well, says Carlos. And also we have got there Hamish, the Kieran, the George, and the Billy emojis from Crazy NZ. You know, it's going to be interesting. See how it does go for us. But at this stage, 12 minutes left in this fixture. 3 points difference. There was 6 points difference between the two other sides. Is the Be a Pro Rugby Challenge 4 series finished? It was at one stage due to the fact that we weren't actually able to live stream on the main channel, but perhaps it will pick back up in the next few little stages. Neither Willie LaRue nor Valimza deserve that spot. Fussy should be there as well. Yeah, I am a little bit disappointed we haven't seen Upalele Fussy yet because of the fact that they probably won't play him up against England, sadly. If they do, I'll be very happy, but I don't think that they will for that one. Willie will definitely knock it on at least one ball in that game, mate, as well. Definitely if they decide to go for the high kick quite a few times, Scotland, with the likes of Ali Price. He's very good with his box kicks. So perhaps try and fire it deep. Ollie Norris, I should say, making his way off the field, and Rob Cobb making his way out there. I'll be back soon, Hamish. I'm going to listen to Abba Waterloo and Red Ring as well, says Carlos. So we will see a little bit later on, mate. And also, I might go to bed early for the AB's game as well, says Dwubs. Would be very strategic, I think, overall. And also boldly Cantabs as well, says Ollie Taylor there. I assume that it's bloody, is it? If I'm not wrong, but now at this stage, it is going to be Waikato, who are once again going to be trying to get their rolling more going. Stephen Mesa at the back. Played a little bit for the Blues, I believe, throughout Super Rugby, and it is marching forward at the moment. You can hear a couple cowbells ringing out in the stadium. We're at Rotorua. It is a home game for them. Slightly, I guess you could say. And it's got there in the chat as well. Fussy is such a great player, and the Springbok coaches are smoking tea bags as well. Says Shark Brain, that one has gone a little bit wrong, but it's a penalty now to Waikato. Now, what do they decide to do? 10 minutes left at this stage. It is probably a kickable penalty, but do they go for the 3 or do they go for the 7 to try and get them outside of that points margin? It's a massive decision for Mitch Jacobson. Fletcher Smith is possibly pointing at the post. He set the corner. Mitch Jacobson has gone, you know what? We're going to go right for the corner here, and we have got their Waisaki Aholo as well. Says Ollie Taylor. Sorry, I keep on saying Tager, don't I? But I think that is because of Ollie Jaeger out on the field for Canterbury. I keep on getting them slightly mixed up. I've also got there, go Canterbury in the chat from Narcissus, and Waikato win this match as well, says El Music, I should say, but Stephen Messer now. If they get one more try, I would say that they do win from here, and shish the bells up as well, says a Narcissist. And tell you what, they will be ringing a lot louder if Waikato can score themselves a try right now in this game, but Stephen Messer going to be throwing it in. Maybe they go to Jacobson at the front. No, it's a little bit of a loose, awkward line out, and it's going to be the knock on. And Waikato now have given up the ball, and Canterbury have got it as well. We have got there the one thing we can agree on. Also, Colby should be on the right wing, though I quite like Jessica Krill and Nkosi as well. Says Sebastian, yeah, I believe he's still at Toulon, Gislin Colby, if I'm not wrong. He has been nursing a bit of an injury, which is a huge hit for them throughout this season, because I know that a lot of people wanted to see him kind of get that opportunity in the later stages. But yeah, we will have to wait and see whether or not he will be back for, I guess, the URC, or sorry, not the URC, the top 14, and maybe the Champions Cup for Toulon if they are playing in it, or the Challenge Cup, actually, they may be in. But yeah, well, certainly a huge transfer. Last 5 minutes, 42 tackles for Canterbury, 2 for Waikato. So it is showing that surely they are getting fatigued by now here, Canterbury, but they are continuing to fight. Just lost $10 as well, says Shark Brain. Not necessarily. They have still got it inside of the 22, and Seki Colby as well in that chat from It Was Crazy NZ there as well. At the end of the day, Canterbury, they are still within 7, and they've got the scrum feed inside of their 22. Drummond has got a massive patch under one of his eyes. He is going to be staying out there perhaps till the end of the game. It's going to be a big push once again now going down in the front row, and it is going to be the scrum reset. So there is still time for Canterbury to be able to change this game around. They are behind at this stage, but can all change in an instant depending on how it goes. It looks like Brody McAllister fell on his face pretty hard there. He has been putting in a shift in this game. Last 10 minutes of possession, 84% for Waikato compared to the 16% of Canterbury. So they'll just want to hang on to the ball for a little bit of time, I think. Let's go, Brandon, in the chat from a narcissist as well. But yeah, at the end of the day, if they can hold on to the possession just a little bit longer, maybe they get the opportunity to try and get something going. 2 minutes 44 in the last 10 minutes in the opposition 22 compared to Canterbury, who did have 0. I thought it was a penalty to Waikato, my bad as well. Says Sharp, and also we have got there Rusty, what the heck? As well says Dwubs there. At this stage now, it is going to be once again Mitch Drummond putting the ball in. They need a solid scrum here, Canterbury. They would absolutely love the penalty, but they can't afford to wait too long because Waikato, they have got a very capable scrum. It's doing it again, and the ball has popped out the side. It's going straight to the hands of, I believe it was the replacement number 21, and Waikato have got this one once again. Now just out in front of the post. Little knock on, though, on the ground, though. Leo was Rob Cobb, who did put that one down. And also we have got the in the chat as well. Sia Khaleesi. Bloody hell, good thing he went for the shorter version as well. Says Sebastian, yeah, I feel like my pronunciation of that would be pretty rough. Well, not wrong, but in the end, Waikato, great scrum from them against the feet, but then the ball bounced out the side. They were ready to go for an attack, but then Rob Cobb just letting it slip through the fingers. And because of that, it did mean that now Canterbury once again are going to have to line up. That was a long yawn. But we always got the in the chat as well. How do you make that background of the rugby field as well? It is with a green screen. So pretty much what you guys can't see is there is a massive green screen behind me. Geez, my arm looks pretty white there. Probably is. But yeah, it is one of those ones. I've got a green screen that goes pretty much right across, which does mean that I can pretty much add any background to it as well if I did want to. Such as, we got options. If I wanted to put, George behind me on the side, I can, And also Canterbury are playing so bad as well. See Shark Brandon. Also, we have got their thanks for the live stream as always. No worries, mate. We have got international rugby, and it is going to be coming up very soon. Do you think that Naholo will come back to the Highlanders? I see that his brother Kenny Naholo has signed for the Crusaders. So it will be interesting to see whether or not he does get the opportunity. That one has gone down 5 meters out from the line now, and Fergus Burke has to kick it for touch. No other option there. Was a big kick downfield, and Mosisi Dawai decides against taking the quick line out. The stage, they will be feeling decent as well. We have got there in the chat. Oh, I can see the line through the phone of your green screen as well, says Dwubs. And also we have got there, you need sun Hamish as well, says Kevin. Yeah, I feel like having this as the white light doesn't quite help as well. I can see the line through the photo of your green screen. The line is in this one for my one, or if I'm not wrong. Now the stage, it is once again going to be the rolling maul. Steven Messer making his way forward here. The rolling maul once again going to be opening up here for themselves. Passing it back now, short side available for Waikato, going for the kick in behind. It hasn't quite worked out for them, and now going to be Che Whaiaki goes into the situation. And also we have got there, Steve, I think the dating talk was way back on this channel. If you want to go date down like Tinder as well, and there goes the ZSC low as well. Yeah, pretty much. Seems like, I guess the spammers, they must have taken a little break as well. They must have had nothing to do while we weren't live streaming on this channel. And also we have got their Paddy Wagon has put the laughing in the chat as well. But yeah, I guess I don't really think about the impact of not allowing like people to kind of have an opportunity to voice themselves. Like they want to kiss people, It's, I guess, all right. Like they just keep on going. At this stage now, we've got the spammers in this chat as well, says Dwubs, and also we have got their King Canterbury score. A try now, please, as well, says Sharpbrain. They are going to have to go quite far to be able to be. So, yeah, I've also got there. You look chuffed to be back on the main channel, Hamish, as I am as well, says David W. Yeah, it is absolutely awesome that we are going to be able to really just keep on putting our head down, keep on working over the next couple of weeks for the main channel. And then also, it is going to be in the situation of, we are going to have the second channel also running the Kiwi Lad Sport, where we can do multiple other live streams. So yeah, too much Hamish as well. There's Obi there. And also we've got there George, the Hamish, the Kieran, and the ball. And also make the spammer subscribe as well, says Dwubs. Although I feel like it would be a little bit of a wasted number probably. And also, yeah, but if you want, you don't want to be kissed, I could feel a bit, yeah, it is that situation, isn't it? And also, so where do you buy a green screen to do what or do that at what kind of shop as well, says Johan. So I had to buy mine online, and they are relatively expensive depending on what type you get. But pretty much it is just a massive green sheet kind of thing. You can get the cheaper options, and then from there, you just pretty much can put it behind you, and it just goes from there, I guess you could say. There's a stage we have got there Rusty from Dwebs as well, but Fletcher Smith out on the field at the moment, so it is going to be interesting to see how it goes as well. What we will do quickly is I will click this button as well. I'm just looking at the poll. 84 votes we've had so far, and Waikato, actually, it's gone up to almost 100 votes, and Waikato have got just a little bit more of the favourite in terms of who is going to be able to win this game as well. And tie out Rusty as well, says Dwebs there in the chat. At this stage, both sides earning a much-needed breather for this one as well, because of the fact that it's been pretty tough for them about the early stages of this fixture, and also with the later stages as well. Can Canterbury still win, mate, as well, says Jake Brown? I feel like they might be able to do so. Rusty, you're on thin ice, as well, says over here. Also 111 votes and haven't been on in ages, like ages as well. Haven't been on here in like ages, although that is the same name as one of the spammers, I think, from a little bit earlier on. So I guess, yeah, it's probably felt a bit lonely for you, mate, if you have been trying to spam and we haven't been around for the last couple of weeks. But now it is going to be Cortez Ratima passing it back once again. D'Angelo Laula once again driving his way for 25 metres out of the moment for Waikato with 4 minutes left in this fixture. And it is going to be a very close finish, perhaps, I should say. Cortez Ratima passing it back. Nice inside ball. Stephen Messer knocks it on. And now Sam Dixon just going to be kicking it downfield as well. And that one has gone into touch. And also we've got there in the chat another one. Oh, come on as well, says Dwebs here. Pretty much it is a situation of they're happy that we're back. I feel like that is the perfect way of being doing it. I haven't been spamming. I commented earlier. I changed my name as well. And also we have got that type battle. Any game for the take, or any game, or anyone can take any type battle, anyone game for take as well, says Kevin. Yeah, the stage only 2.5 minutes left. How did you get your copyright strike as well, says Ollie? Pretty much it was from, we did a cricket live stream for the commentary side of it, same as we do for these live streams. And it is one of those ones, yeah, pretty much they did decide, one of the other YouTube channels decided that it was, yeah, they didn't like us doing the live stream pretty much. So they did copyright strike ours. So that meant that we weren't able to live stream at all on the channel. And also we have got the in the chat as well. Imagine making accounts to spam on a cool and chill stream as well, says Dwebs. People do it. And also we have got the chat as well. The game is going the distance as well, says Sharkbrain. Yeah, only 3 points difference between them. That's going to be a scrum feed now. Little knock on there from Sam Dixon at the back. And now Waikato, if they can get this scrum right, they might be able to get into a decent situation here. But Sam Dixon not too happy with that one. 2.5 minutes left in this fixture. How many minutes left is a close one as well, says Sebastian? Yeah, only the 2.5. And Waikato just outside of the 22. They are going to have the scrum feed here to try and get it going. And it's still got the McLean Park background as well, says KM Fresh. I do indeed. And in fact, I'm not even sure if it's McLean Park. It may even be Mount Smart Stadium. Oh, no, I think it is McLean Park. But yeah, it is that situation of I couldn't find the one for this one. So I decided that it was in that situation of maybe I'll just leave it as the same since I didn't have another one. OMG, this scammers is what they do when they're not working in the telecom headquarters as well. And could this be a draw image as well, says Sharkbrain? If it does go to a draw, it will end up in the situation of it will actually be golden point for this one as well. So it would go to golden point, and that's Mount Smart Stadium in the background as well. Says 12-7 now off the back now. It's going to be Tamani driving his way for Rupini Tamani. Trying to get on the ball. Sam Dixon gives away the penalty. And now at this stage, if they can just close out this game here for Waikato, they will win and go through to the final up against Tasman. But it looks like they are going to try and draw and pass. Not quite working out for them. The longer that they can hang on to this ball for, the better their chances are of being able to just close out this match. They need to go for another about minute and a half. And then they will be able to just finish out this game with the kick. But now it is going to be once again going back across. It is a big bit of contact on. It was Thompson. Cortez Ratima once again going to the short side. Little kick behind from Coombs Fabling. Trying to get it. Oh, it's a knock on. Sitting back up here. And Coombs Fabling gets back to his feet. It's another knock on advantage. But they had the original advantage for the penalty as well. Cortez Ratima passing it back across. Fletcher Smith now on the outside. D'Angelo Leola. Good backline movement here. It's going to be Hamilton Burr backing himself. 10 metres out of the moment for Waikato for a spot in the final. It's going back for the penalty. And come on, Canterbury, as well. How much time left? There's Mr. Achilles. This stage, less than 2 minutes left in this one. Forsyth Bar should be the background as well. Says Ollie Taylor. Sorry. Yeah, well, we can do that. We We can do that. One moment. We will go like this. And there we go, mate. I am now inside of Forsyth Bar. It's nice and bright here at the moment, that is for sure. At this stage now, it is going to be the scrum feed. Once again, Waikato have taken, due to the fact that they don't want to have Canterbury kicking it back downfield towards them. Is it full time? Says Hamish, not quite. We are still about a minute away from this game being over. It was a great kick in mind by Coombs Fabling. Just a little bit of a handling error from Whaiaki. And now from there, Waikato trying to drive their way forward in this scrum. 1 minute left on this one. Come on, Canterbury needs a try as well. And the chat from Carlos. But Jack Lamb, he will be a little bit nervous. He was playing 8 at the start of this match. Tamani has replaced him. And nice weather. You got the Hamish in the background as well, says Dwebs. Yeah, if I had it, it's the same as my actual weather. I feel like it would be raining big time, unfortunately. At this stage now, it's going to be going back to Marnie now. Once again, going to be driving his way forward off the back of the scrum. And this is going great at the moment for Waikato. Hoping to try and get themselves maybe just 30 more seconds with the ball in hand. Any penalty against Canterbury, and this game will be over, and they will be going through to the final. Waikato to face Tasman. 20 seconds left. There's the hooter, and that is going to be the end of the game. Waikato win the game, and they are going to be going through to the final. And that is going to be up against Tasman now. And that is going to be a very exciting one to see how it does go. But nonetheless, I think that is going to be the end of this live stream. Thank you all very much for tuning in. 17 points to Canterbury, 17 points to Waikato, 14 to Canterbury, and they are going to be making their way through to the final now as well. A good job as well, says Paddy Wagon and GG, says Crazy and says there. Yeah, they have been able to hang on. So both underdogs for those first 2 matches today were able to move through, and then the 2 favourites for the championship were able to win as well. So they both turned it up at the right time. See Hamish as well, says it Dwubs. Yeah, this stage, I guess I will see you all later on. It will be about 1:30 or so that it will be taking place, the next live stream. And he is a very happy man at the moment. And he should be, because he is the coach of Waikato. That is a job well done, Waikato, as well, says Sharp. And also, Hamish, next stream, make sure to make your chat subscriber only mode as well, says Dwaz. And also, we've got their cheers, says Victor, and also from Paddy Wagon there. But nonetheless, also, we have got there. Thanks, Hamish, too much. Bruv cheer as well, and take care, mate. And Hamish, next stream, make sure your chat is subscriber only mode as well, says Dwubs, and by spammer as well, says Paddy Wagon, and cheers, Hamish. Great semi-final. See you for the international 10s and the ball as well. So thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.